Yes, Killer B. We about to get it in today, goddamn it.
The key here is knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Knowledge of order. There is no creation without order. The key here is knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Knowledge of order. There is no creation without order. There's nothing you can do in the universe without order. It is a primary that man understands the order of nature.
Thinking to myself.
Thinking to myself about life, about order. First I had a son, then I had a daughter. Always had hustle, but now I got a weapon. Once I let it off, I got a name and start repping. Names start ringing like bells in a movie. False all these actions came to recruit me. First I got the work, then I got the money. Now I got a bunch of people trying to get something from me, but they don't even know me. The new me or the old me. Once I got the bag, everybody turned phony. Always had women, but now the vibe's different. Ain't about me, it's about how I'm living. How I'm living, well, I'm living like you wish you could. I'm living like I wish you would. I'm living like I don't give a fuck. Inspired by the guys that can get their money up. That's when the hate came, then came the case. That's where the money went, fighting with the state. It came with the evidence, statements from informers. Came with an offer, first one I didn't want it. Came with a second, took it at the time. When I got released, had a different state of mind. Made some adjustments, had to make improvements. Had to sever ties with the people I was cool with.
Nature is what man is to study and to master. I'm getting myself. I almost went back to stuff.
I switched lanes, but the outcome the same. Been getting money, I'ma keep getting money. I've been second guess, but I ain't never been second best. Thoroughbred pedigree, first in show, handle business, get the bag. That's all I know. A lot of y'all sick haters need a transfusion. Too much hate in your blood, that's why we're losing. Hood full of poison, I'm working on the antidote. Hoping not to find it before the next funeral. When you got the shine, it comes with the jealousy. Then you hear the shadow like you think you're better than me. Truthfully, if you knew what I was thinking, you wouldn't have time to be worried about mine. You'll be on your grind, getting the same shot. I'm not one in a million, I'm one out of the billions that exist. I'm really on some different shit.
Nature, God's nature, man's nature, or rather woman's nature, from which you come out of. And
Point blank, nature's laws are universal. They're the only real laws in this world. You have to follow them. And everything in nature is sequential. It's look as a step in the process, being one after another. Step by step. Learn the steps. Useful music.
there's nothing you can do in the universe without them. It is a primary that man understands the order of nature.
Yeah, boy, it should be a Killer B. Goddamn Witchfinder General. You got a witch. You damn sure straight I'm gonna burn that motherfucker up. You go again, people. I bet you all forgot. It's like some months ago, there was a sister that was a member of Israel United in Christ Church. She was last seen at one of the Holy Day events in the Israel United in Christ Church in somewhere in England, London, or wherever you want to call it. And this was December 26th, I believe, she was last seen. And now she has been presumed dead. They have a person on trial for her murder, which was also a member of the cult. And we're going to get into some updates on that trial. We're also going to get into my thumbnail not showing up. Well, I'll be damned. We're going to be getting into some of the lifestyles that goes on within the church that's been exposed within the trial. We're also going to see how trust can get you killed. This video is especially for the sisters out there. You know, they've been going through a lot of things. They're looking for a way out of some of their situations or help or some type of salvation from some of their past mistakes or some of their shortcomings in life and stuff. Looking for a husband, you know what I mean? As the song goes, looking for love in all the wrong places. These Hebrew Israelite groups can definitely be in that category. And what we're going to see here, share some stuff. How many accounts does Jeremiah Judah has? Shout out to Jeremiah Judah. Yeah, after the show, I'm going to be premiering the new channel that we're working on with Charles Willison, Chris Harris, Brother Hayru, and I. Yeah, so we're going to get a little bit into that after the show. So definitely stick around. I'm going to put the link for the new channel in the chat or the comment board afterwards. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's going to be awesome. That is a really great platform that we're going to have going. And you guys are going to be really surprised at the content. All right. Let's get some of these things here. Shit, I'm running a little late here. See what the chat doing here. Damn, I even got the chat up. Okay. Damn, I even got the chat. All right, here we go. Jay Quad, what up, man? And Squiggly Line Man, what up? Got 3 watching. Suck it, I'm happy with 3. Got 4 likes, that's what's up. 1 dislike already. The hate us. All right. Tell me why you're mad, God damn it. Just come on and tell me why you're mad. I'm gonna put this link up here in the chat. Anybody want to join me? Once again, you reached the Killer B, the goddamn Witchfinder General Show. If you got a witch, I damn sure gonna burn their asses up. Yup. Yeah, oh shit. Yaquab, you from there. Duh, I don't know what I was thinking. They get a link, right? Yaquab, come on in. I'll get this thing here started. Start burning these niggas up on this bullshit. These goddamn cults. I tell you. So, yeah, shout out to everybody, too, that's been supporting me. I'm getting a lot of support from the sisters out there. I really appreciate that. Girls been out there sharing my videos, commenting, voicing their opinions on it. There was another sister that commented at one of my past videos on her experience with one of her ex husbands that was a Hebrew Israelite. They actually put on social media that he wanted to kill her. And when you see stuff like that, you got to get the hell out of there. But this sister, she she knew what time it is. This sister got herself a gun. got yourself a gun. And that nigga came to his goddamn senses and shit. I guess he hauled ass for that shit. We got up in here in my house. Got Yaquan. What up, Yaquan?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah, just
all right, right on. Yeah, so do you live near where that incident happened with Joy Morgan?
I mean, I think that was in London. I think that was in London, right? No, yeah. I don't live in London. I don't live in London. Regionally, I'm close-ish, or close to most places.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right. Let's get this thing here on the road. Just wanted to share this thing a couple times here. Get it out. Okay. Now, get to this news report. So yeah, they the guy is on trial now. They expected the trial to run 4 weeks. I think it's been a little or coming up on those 4 weeks. So I got the latest update on the trial. Yeah, like I said, the Sister Joy Morgan, she was what are they called? She was a student to be a what is they called? Not a handmaid, but I guess it's a person that helps people with childbirth or something like that.
Midwife.
Yeah, midwife. That's what it was. Midwife. That's right. She was studying to become that, and she started fellowshipping with the Israel United in Christ, Hebrew Israelite cult, and she fell in love with the people. She started to see how the people treated her better than her family. I always say better, but they treated her like family.
Differently.
So, like, as far as she thought. And we're going to see today what really went on and how these groups work and how they work together. So, share my screen here. Try to dive right up in this. All right. Good. Yeah, see my screen here. Oh, this is July 9th. Joy Morgan, missing student murdered by fellow churchgoer. Right? It's the beautiful sister right there. So sad, so sad. Yeah, she was a midwifery student at the University of Hertfordshire. Hertfordshire. Okay.
Yeah, some names you can't pronounce it easily.
All right. Okay. A missing student was murdered by a dishonest and manipulated man who went to the same church as her. A court heard. Joy Morgan, 20 years old, from Hatfield, was last seen on the 26th of December, but her body has never been found. Reading Crown Court heard, Reading Crown Court, heard the Israel United in Christ Church in Ilford, East London, was the centerpiece of her life. Now, if some of y'all paid attention to my Start a Cult video, you can see a lot of stuff I talk about. Please, right in there, right? The love bombing, all that stuff is going to complete right out, right? Reading Crown Court heard the Israel United in Christ Church in Ilford, East London, was the centerpiece of her life. Shohfah-El Israel, 40, denies murdering her. Prosecutor Mark Fenhal's QC said the trial was unlike many murder cases. He told jurors, no friend, fellow student, or family member has seen her. Her body is missing. But we say that all the available evidence will make you sure she is dead and that Israel is responsible. That's not talking about the Israelite community. Well, yes, it is. But it's talking about this man, Shohfah-El Israel, which is he was an African immigrant. I believe he was married to a woman also. We're gonna come find out. The court heard Mr. Israel from Cricklewood and his wife at the time, Chindu, at the time. Now, I didn't notice that before. At the time. Chindu, now you notice that shit, right? At the time. So I guess she's no longer a wife of his. Chindu Nwankwo, who was, I believe that's a Nigerian name, I think.
Yeah,
know.
it does look African.
Yep. Yeah, he was from Africa. Yep. Who was, well, she was, and him, apparently. Who was also a member of the church, had befriended Miss Morgan. See, she was last seen dancing at a church celebration in Ilford on the 26th of December. Mr. Finhouse said she was a mainstay of the congregation, worshiping regularly and helping run the children's group. She has not been seen since Boxing Day last year. What is Boxing Day?
It's the 26th of December. It's the day after Christmas.
That's why when I see it, I just think of boxing, like sport. But what is that?
I used to when I was younger. Where it comes from? It's to do with where people used to box up items they didn't need after Christmas and give them away. Well, that's what I've heard anyway.
Oh, okay, all right. It's like Christmas, like you open up your Christmas gifts and stuff.
Yes, it's just the day after Christmas.
Okay.
And it's a holiday over here too.
Okay. All right, cool. On 28th of December, her number was removed. On the 28th, her number was removed from a church social media chat group. Now, we all know when you go against the teachings or you say something out of pocket about the group, they ban you. And they tell all members to blacklist you. Chris Harris has spoke to some IUIC members recently, and we noticed like the same things going on. They would go ask their elder stuff, leave that nigga alone. Niggas block you and do whatever. And there's people that in the group that make sure that you block and have no longer have contact with these people. It could be somebody that maybe you're related to, that you're in the group with, and that person so-called falls out. You're not allowed to deal with that person on social media, speak to that person or anything. That's what they do. And they keep people that enforcer. Go back to my last video. When I talk about the enforcer gives that hard love. And he goes out and puts the attack. He does the slander campaigns. You know what I mean? He's the one that makes sure you fall in line and make sure everybody sees you fall in line. Just like how they did in slavery with us. You know what I mean? They burned somebody alive just to keep everybody in check. It's the same type of thing. Let's move on. Miss Morgan, described in court as a positive young woman who had everything to live for, was reported missing on February 7th when her flatmates became concerned, right? Wow, so she was missing over a month, and nobody was really looking for her. That's kind of crazy. No one from the church reported her missing, Mr. Finhouse told jurors. Mr. Israel of Fordwich Road was arrested on the M25 near St. Albans 2 days later. He was questioned for 3 days. And when his car was searched, police found Mrs. Morgan's house keys. The defendant told police he had driven, listen now, the defendant told police he had driven Miss Morgan to her home in Hatfield on the 26th of December. But phone records suggest they were in Cricketwood, where he lived. Jurors heard. 40-year-old man, 20-year-old girl. Mr. Fenhall said his account completely changed. And he said that Joy did go to Cricketwood with him in the early hours of the 27th of December. So the early hours, see, she was gone. She was kicked. She was last seen on the 26th of December, right? After the festive days or whatever. And supposedly he took her home. But he changes it and says that Joy did go to Cricklewood with him in the early hours, meaning I presume after midnight, somewhere between midnight and morning on the 27th. So that looks like they had some extra things going on after, the function. But that she slept on the sofa. Oh, she slept on the sofa. Like, I can imagine how that went in court. But she was there at the early hour, but she slept on the sofa. Like, nigga, we didn't ask you where she slept. I can imagine. I just can imagine. I'm going to see if I can dig up a transcript or something like that. Same thing available. Maybe it's available when the trial ends or something. He is one of those people who lies whenever he thinks he can get away with it. Only when presented with a new piece of evidence does he come up with a fresh explanation. He is, we say, a thoroughly dishonest and manipulative man. Now, we all know the IUIC teaches their members to be upstanding community. Somebody else up in my house? Who else? That's you. Oh, that was just you.
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay. That's the sister's mother there. This sister went looking for her daughter, asking the church where's her whereabouts, and no one would give her any answers. Refused to answer the phones for her. And this is a group that her family saw was taking over her life, taking charge of her life. She said, "This is my new family. They all love me here." You can watch some videos on this on your spare time, and you can see this woman's story on her search for her daughter and how she got no help from the organization known as Israel United in Christ. The prosecutor added, he fabricates accounts and lies because he has no answer. That definitely sounds like some Hebrew Israelites there. He told the court, the church, which derives its teachings from Judaism, has 150 members in a very particular and clear social hierarchy. Listen, ladies, the women have no ranks and are referred to as sisters. The women are required to call the men sir, he added. The trial continues, right? I'm going to go back to another article here that's going to dig a little deeper into it. Yeah, this is a good one. See if I can skip over the stuff I already told you. Case. All right, you got some quotes in here from the people. Open the crown.
You're starting to break up a bit.
Say that all the evidence will make you sure that she is dead. What was that?
You were just breaking up a bit a while
What was
back.
that?
Your microphone was breaking up.
Okay.
It's better now, so it's good.
Okay. All right, cool. Try to close it. Oops. Damn, fuck am I doing? Okay. Where was I? Okay, so it is dead, and this defendant, Mr. Israel, is responsible. The jury was told Miss Morgan did not have the easiest relationship with her family, you see, and that the church which she joined in January 2016, had become the centerpiece of her personal life. Mr. Fennell said she was a positive and happy young woman, and that the evidence indicate that she had been content at the church, where she worshiped regularly and helped to run the children's group. Israel, whose birth name is Ajibola Shagbemimu, also attended the Israel United in Christ Church with his wife. The court heard with his wife. The couple who had addressed in both Cricketwood and Lupton had befriended Miss Morgan and would give her lifts in his red and black Honda car between her student accommodation in Hatfield and the church. The court heard. Phone messages between Israel and Miss Morgan showed that she referred to him as a father figure. One message sent in January 2018 read, "I really do appreciate how you treat me like a daughter." See that? Now, you look up here. Remember, she didn't have the best. She didn't have the easiest relationship with her family. No, very nice girl. Might have been some issues in the house and stuff. You know, young women and stuff, young people. No, they tend to think different than the parents. Parents think things go one way. Children think things go another way. But they both could be great people. And they just not seeing eye to eye. And one, like the younger, might not be understanding the older. The older might be doing some things that the world might not approve of. But to the child is looking at that and not looking at, hey, that's my mother. She might be telling me this no matter what could be going on in her life, that the mother can still be telling her something for her own good. But the world looks at the mother as in a certain light. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying, giving scenarios here. That she said, "I really do appreciate how you treat me like a daughter. From the beginning, I have struggled with not having a father in this truth. Because I came in so young. I understand I have spiritual fathers, but you treat me like I'm your blood daughter." I don't know if that's abbreviation. It says sick. Is that an abbreviation for something?
I don't recognize it.
Or is that saying like sick?
I don't think it refers to sick as in sick, but I'm not sure what that refers to.
Yeah. If anybody knows, let me know. Let me see what the chat said real quick here. All right. Oops. All right, got some people up here today. Sweetie Lyman, Yaqua, Sister P. What up, Sister P?
All right, got
Sister
some people
Amber
up here today.
What up, Sister Amber? Lindy and Middlebrooks, what up, sis? Ain't seen you in a minute. Hit Me in Heart, what up? Brock Bravo, what up? What up? What up, Chris Harris? The link's in the chat. You don't see it. I'll put it up in there again. Yeah. Creative. I woke up from this insanity. Hell yeah, you didn't think creative. You woke up from that shit. Hell yeah. Cults will have complete control over your life in every manner. And they psychologically do it. Yep, absolutely right.
Yeah, they exploit vulnerabilities where people have issues and they take advantage of it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I mean, there's some ways I can pretty relate to this person in this instance. I don't have the best relationship with my family. / I'm also quite young in this as well, so I can see some ways people do get drawn into these cults.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, it's not the you don't going out having loads of friends, parties, etc. at this time, so it can feel quite isolating. So I can't. So it's quite easy for a lot of people to get hooked in.
Yeah, this like you had like a lot of black kids like in the 80s and stuff. We would watch the Cosby Show, right? And we'd be like, damn, shit. I wish I felt like the Cosbys. Know what I'm saying? Like, no man, they do it all the time. They ain't doing regular nigga shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? They like the what's it called? Leaving the Beaver. Like the Leaving the Beaver family with black. Like, know what I mean? And you like, damn, you start seeing all the stuff that they doing and stuff. Like how like the whole family's like the super cool. There's no arguments. Like, know what I mean? People know how to talk to each other. Like, know what I mean? And stuff like that. So like, yeah, like people, a lot of those things, and then they look at their family, they be like, hey, we ain't like Leaving the Beaver, like, know what I mean? Whatever the case might be going on in the house. And then you find Hebrew Israelites, and these people act like you wanted to be treated. Like, know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, brother, like, they're supportive of you. Oh, that's awesome. When people saying you're wasting your time, they're saying, oh, that's awesome, brother. Like, know what I mean? So you got people to confirm your feelings towards certain things and stuff like that. But then they start to mold you. Like, now you're seeing how good these people are being to you. So you're like, wow, what makes them act like that? Is this religion that makes them act this way and treat people this way? I want to learn about this. That's when it happens. Know what I mean? Oh, you treat me like a son. You treat me like a daughter. Know what I mean? You see it. This is a woman's text messages. You see how she's spilling out her whole heart to these fucking strangers? Miss Morgan was reported to police as missing by her mother on February 7th this year. I don't know how that really happens like that, like a whole month. But she's off at school, so I guess, like, you know what I mean? Like, kids, they on their own. They ain't really thinking about their parents like that no more, especially if they ain't really a good relationship. So, yeah, I can see that. Know what I mean? A couple weeks, 3 weeks go by, she ain't heard from my daughter and stuff. Like, yeah, I can see that happen. I can totally see that. So I don't want to put the mother in a bad light. Like, oh, she ain't gonna look for her daughter the 7th February. Like, you know what I mean? And Israel was arrested 2 days later. So they got right on that shit. While he initially told police he dropped Miss Morgan off at her student accommodation in Hatfield after church. Lie. He later told officers he had, in fact, brought her back to his flat in Cricklewood, where she stayed on the sofa for 2 nights before he claimed to drove her back to Hatfield. So now, and the other thing, they said there was 2 addresses. There was his address and his wife's address, I guess, right? Now, it said that was his wife, as we read before. And now this dude supposed to be giving her a ride home, but the one was friends with both, supposed to be giving her a ride home. But instead, lied and said he took her home. But the actuality of what really happened, she was at his house for 2 days. I don't know if it was school break or anything like that, but she didn't have classes. Like, so she didn't go to school those next 2 days. Like, I know, you know, after holidays,
no,
like, shit don't be
she wouldn't have gone to school those days.
Oh, school wouldn't be going on?
University holidays are a bit different, but they wouldn't have been over that time.
Okay.
The holidays for us, they tend to start around that time, and it's a week later. So that they schools I know go back early January. I'm not quite sure about universities. They might be a bit later because I know they are for the spring one. So.
All right. Okay. And you got Kate stayed on the sofa for 2 nights before he claimed he drove her back to Hatfield. Right? The prosecutor, who said what happened in the intervening hours is at the heart of the case added. The Crown's case is that he is one of those people who lies whenever he thinks he could get away with it. Only when presented with new piece of evidence does he suddenly come up with a fresh explanation. Mr. Fennell's added. Definitely sound like these Hebrew Israelites. The Crown, like today, I was asking somebody some questions. This dude was taking me like everywhere. Like we're talking about One West, and this dude tries to bring up fucking ninjas. But shit was crazy, yo. Like anything to get off that topic. The Crown says he is thoroughly dishonest and manipulative man. Miss Morgan's number was removed. Now listen to this. Miss Morgan's number was removed from the Telegram chat group consisting of church members on the evening of the 28th. Right? So last seen on the 26th, this nigga said he was at her house on the 28th. Till the 28th, 2 days. She slept 2 nights. So that would be she got there on the morning of the 27th. So I guess that would be one night. And then another night. That night, so that would be the 28th, right? Mr. Fennell said, we say the evidence shows that she had no intention of leaving the church. She was happy. It was part of her life, right? We can read something else and stuff. I think a little different. I hope this article. It is the Crown's case that the defendant was responsible for removing her name from the chat group, and that was part of what he did to cover up what he had done to her by then, right? Israel changed his name by deed poll in May last year. The jury heard in keeping with church teachings. Mr. Fennells explained that many members of the church adopt Hebrew first names in the surname Israel. The church, which has a congregation of around 150, derives its teachings from Judaism, worshiping the Sabbath every Saturday, and has a very particular and clear social hierarchy. Rank for male members include titles officer and soldiers, with all others called brothers. Right? Female members had no ranks and are simply called sisters, the court heard. He said, in theory, there has some very strict rules about women never being in company of men other than their husbands. And there is a ban on premarital sex. He said women in the church often refer to men as sir and master. So all you strong black sisters looking for a place to go, don't bring your ass over there because you're going to be calling niggas sir and master. Right? Israel denied a single charge of murder. The trial continued. Okay. Now, as we see here, there was another one. It had the woman talking. Let me see if I pick this up real quick. That's not it. This one. Okay. Let's see something real quick. What you think about all this, Jacqueline?
Which part? I mean, you mean overall?
Yeah, this overall. Or any certain part sticks out the most to you?
I mean, this is a pretty sad case. Somebody getting inducted into a cult and the leaders abusing their power to do something which is completely wrong and then just completely denying it in court.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a case which demonstrates how bad all this is. Because Yeah, if only these cults didn't exist or did what they did, it would be a lot better. Because it is just really sad that this happened.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
And it should be a wake-up call about these camps, really, because they are cults. But I don't know, they do get. I mean, they hook people in. You know, people having hard times. It's like to them to be in these groups with these love bombings. I mean, that's more or less all I gotta say.
I'm trying to find this one. Trying to find this thing where they had questioned some of the members of the church. I thought I had it on my board. That she said to another sister, "What if?" Like, that's kind of open, but all right. This is the one. This is it right here. This banger right here. All right, I got it. Let's see what the chat's saying. Just don't know how mad I am at myself for taking in this mess for so long. Yeah, I feel you, P. I feel you. Hey, man, that works. Oh. Nakia Willie here. What's up, sis? All right. I'll try to do what I was thinking. Okay. All right. Put this in here. I can get to this article. This is pretty deep. I kind of pissed my thumbnail didn't show up. We got the Killer B one. I mean, it's bugged out. Okay. That sucks. I don't know why I didn't use the new thumbnail. But anyway, let me get in this article. Joy Morgan. Wait, share my screen. All right. All righty. Oh, damn. Okay, here we go. Morgan student midwife seen crying before disappearance. Now you see this? Why is all of this coming out now? And nobody was speaking about it before. Right? A missing student was crying and seemed really down on the date she was last seen. Joy Morgan, 20, from Hatfield, Hertfordshire, was last seen on 26th of December at church event in Ilford and was reported missing on the 7th of February. Right? Skip on down. All right, the 40-year-old denies the murder. Now, we just finished seeing a murder of a 47-year-old murder and a 19-year-old, right? Church member, look, listen here, listen. Church member Lorraine Leach, who changed her name by Deadpool to Lydia Israel, is keeping with church practice, told Reading Crown Court. She spoke to Miss Morgan at the church event on Boxing Day. Wait, hold on a second. Now, was that a Boxing Day event? Like, could that have to do with Christmas? Am I correct?
Could do. I'm not sure if it directly affects it. Could be an event at the church on Boxing Day, and the court's getting confused. Because I can see from the article that the writers don't really understand what IUIC actually is.
All right.
So, or they're just dumbing down the language. Because sort of the impression you'd get from this article is this is a Christian group when IUIC aren't exactly normal Christians, you would say.
All right, but Boxing Day, like you were saying before, is like when you open, like the day Christmas Day or whatever.
Day after.
That's weird. You know, some bitch celebrating Christmas. I don't know. I didn't put that out there, but I don't know. But maybe just read out this. She said that if anybody knows, can elaborate more on that. Let me know. She said the midwifery student told her she was unhappy in her student house and had not started an assignment, which was due soon. She started to cry, Mrs. Israel said, right? Now, it makes sense that she's not happy in her student house. Why? Because her roommate is not a Hebrew Israelite.
And
see how these people, you was going to say something? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Also, the student accommodation is not high quality.
Any way you could pick up your volume a little bit more? I have a hard time.
Yeah, I'll try and speak up a bit. So what I was saying is the student accommodations aren't going to be the highest quality as well. So it would be tempting to, it'd be more tempting to want to move to an actual house where there's going to be better accommodation. Or I to live with one of the other members. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Would be a tempting idea.
All right. There used to be something on here where I can increase your volume, but I don't see that thing on here anymore. Or whatever happened to it.
Yeah, it could just be that I'm using my iPad and the mic can be quite quiet, so I'm trying to speak up. So I'm sort of speaking up a bit.
Okay. My hearing ain't the greatest anyway, so I'm sure the viewers and stuff can hear you okay. All right. She said that she started crying, right? Now listen to this, y'all. She didn't cry for long because I kind of respectively just didn't want anybody else to see that she was crying, so I kind of dampened it down. Another church member who was at the event in Ilford said Morgan seemed really down. Now, after all of this, no one had any answers for this woman's mother on her whereabouts and stuff. Now, you notice this sister said, that she was crying and that, like, you know what I mean? There was a situation in the student house and she had an assignment that was due. You know, the coat take up all your goddamn time. And they said, well, the Most High gonna make a way for you. You know what I mean? When you got other shit to do and they want you to do what they want you to do, they'll say the Most High will make a way for you to get whatever you had to do on your time done. Know what I mean? But the Most High can't make a way for their shit getting done. Right? Let's move on. Another church member who was at the event in Ilford said Miss Morgan seemed really down. Right? Trian Samba, known in the church as Sister Yazel, told the court throughout the day she was quite isolated. She kept herself to herself. Now listen what's coming up. Miss Samba said Miss Morgan was not taking part in any games at the event. So she asked her what was wrong, right? She told the court, Miss Morgan asked her, do you ever feel what if? That's a key thing. And now this is when courthouses should really have specialists on cults, on different trials and stuff like this. Because if I was there, they'd have had me give my little experience with the group and have me, like, you know what I mean, consult basically on what actually was going on. I would have said that this sister wanted to leave. From why? From what happened to her, for one. Two, this sister said that she was crying, she was down, and that, before that, the mother was looking for answers about whereabouts of her daughter, and no one from the church would speak to her. Refused to speak to her. So with that, that sounds like somebody that's been banned from IUIC. When no one will speak on your name, when no one is allowed to talk to you anymore. Remember the dude took her name out of the chat? And we all know how IUIC get down. You leave the school, you can't have them on your Facebook friends, none of that shit no more. Same thing like the Jehovah's Witnesses, right? Now, if the girl, now she said she was crying and the other girl trying to shut her up, why wouldn't these women, now these are women, why wouldn't these women go and tell her mother, you know, she seemed down that day. It could have been looked at as a suicide. You know what I'm saying? But this is the key shit right here. She asked the girl, do you ever feel what if? What is that saying? What if? What if this shit is all bullshit? What if Yahushua ain't coming?
What if I never joined the church?
Say that again?
Also, it could also refer to regret. So she's regretful that she joined the church, maybe. So it's what if I never joined this place? Because, you know, it's kind of clear that whatever she was doing there had an impact on her university in a negative way. So she's doubting if that's the best path for her. Because although it's a lot of... Pardon?
No, go ahead. I'll try.
Yeah. Yes. So I think that's saying that she's regretting if she joins. Because it's like, what if something happened differently?
It could be that too. It's an open window.
It could be, what will I do in the future? She's going to make a change. You know, what if I leave? What if I do this or that? So that's another thing it could indicate.
Yep. Absolutely. It says, Miss Samba said there was an awkward silence, but she did not ask Miss Morgan any further questions as she didn't want to pry or didn't want to. Basically, I would look at it as she didn't want to get caught in that conversation. Because I was approached by IUIC once because I was noticing the bullshit, and they noticed how some brothers was clicked with me. Like, know what I mean? We had a couple brothers, like, we was tight in there. Like, know what I mean? Like, if we wasn't sitting down listening to the lesson and stuff, we did together. Like, we conversating with each other. And we was outside, and a brother just ran up on us on some whole other shit. Oh, you brothers, I've been looking at you brothers' spirits. I hope y'all ain't sowing no discord and shit in the camp, or like whatever, like bullshit like that. Like, know what I mean? The church member said she was concerned when it appeared Miss Morgan had left the church. Which the trial heard was the centerpiece. Whoa. See, I read this shit like early this morning, like super early this morning, probably like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, my brain ain't firing off like it should be. I'm just like noticing this now. The church member said she was concerned when it appeared Miss Morgan had left the church, which the trial heard was the centerpiece of Morgan's life. Right? When you leave the church, they take your monkey ass out the chat. Maybe this woman spoke on how maybe this woman spoke on what she thought about the group and the presence of this man. The court previously heard Miss Morgan's phone number was removed from the church social media chat group on the 28th. Now, if you're removing somebody, you definitely gotta have to answer, or you either got the order from up top to remove the sister, or that person was in some type of authority to remove the sister, which he is gonna have to explain what was the reason for that. And I'm sure everybody in the group know the reason. because it will be told openly in the group. Prosecutors allege the accused Mr. Israel was responsible for removing her number to cover for her disappearance. See, now that's when the white men come in and not know really what goes on in the fucking group. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they don't know what the fuck they doing. But the niggas went to school, they labored hard as hell to be in the positions that they are and to have the titles that they are. So I'm not taking that shit away from them at all. I'm not saying like, well, they don't know what they talking about. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? They got their ways of getting things out of people, analyzing shit that I'm not trained or has learned to do. So me trying to discredit them or something like that, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just looking at it from my perspective as being an ex-member of IUIC, as being an ex-Hebrew Israelite. Miss Israel told the jury, the defendant, this one makes the shit crazy as hell because everybody is Mr. and Mrs. Israel. Told the jury the defendant and his wife were like a son and daughter to her. On Tuesday, the court heard the couple had befriended Miss Morgan. Right? I wonder, was Miss Morgan present when they were staying at the house? I don't know, maybe it might say that. After he was arrested, Mr. Israel told police he had driven Miss Morgan to her home in Hatfield on the 26th. But phone records suggest they were in Cricketwood, where he lived. The trial continues. And there you have it, people. There you have it. Panel's open. Anybody want to come on? Say anything? All right, here go the link, Chris. Thomas Williams, welcome, bro. Oh, this Taco. What's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. Make sure y'all smack that like button on the way in or that dislike button and tell me why you mad.
So what do you think is going to happen after this trial's finished then?
I don't know, man. That's crazy, though. If he's guilty, and that nigga probably know he's guilty and shit, because the way the nigga keep coming up on nigga lies.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious that he is guilty.
Oh, nah, she was at my house for 2 days. Oh, man.
He's going to dig himself a bigger hole.
Yeah. Yup, sure enough is. And listen to IUIC probably fucking him up too. He probably done had counsel for them niggas and shit. Well, I even have to. Like, know what I'm saying? Because it was February 17th. So that's a whole month. If a whole month go by and nobody see the sister, and like that church know what happened. They know what happened. They know what happened. For them not to say shit, and then women are coming out talking about she was crying, another sister saying, what if? She said, what if? And another sister, like, know what I mean? And all this shit. And the dude that accused of murder and got a wife. And now she's no longer that nigga wife.
Yeah, what's one plus one?
Yeah. It's that simple. It's that simple. Yeah, I'm kind of pissed. My thumbnail didn't save on there. That's some bullshit, man. Yeah. I wanted to put the sister's picture up on the thumbnail, but I don't know why it's not showing up on the thing. Oh well. But anybody got any questions or any comments and stuff in the chat y'all want to say about all this? Oh, that's Yaquab with the accent.
Is it that strong? That hit man hard.
Yep. Well, whoever told you that, need to go buy him a beer. I keep here.
Gonna have to wait a week for that.
What'd you say?
I have to wait a week for that. I'm not 18 yet.
No. I was talking about Ikea Willie here. She says, I find all this very interesting. I was told when I first started following the Israelites that they were a cult. I told her, whoever told her that, you should go buy them a beer. Yup.
Yeah, there are too many cults around here. But
yeah, the whole bunch of them. It is new ones. It is new ones coming.
I mean, it's
when
very.
You have people come up in discussions and say some old wacky ass shit. A lot of those people are trying to start cults. They'll say some crazy out of this world shit, especially some shit that you've never even heard before.
I mean, you don't even need to necessarily be whack to start being a cult leader. I mean, it's how people follow you. Because although I don't specifically try to, there's a few people which, in certain groups, which if I post something, they will instantly take a liking to it.
Yeah.
Because I have knowledge on that subject. Like, I'm not trying to be anything. It's that sort of some reactions I do get.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people will take that situation and say, hey, I can basically become a cult leader if they want to or not. And, you know, it sort of would give them that feeling of power if they had a few people learning under them directly without questioning them. Which kind of sucks because one skill people just need to learn is don't trust anybody. You know, you can listen to what people say and learn from them, but also test that.
Yeah. Yep. Chris Harris, where you at, Chris Harris? Where Brother Heru at? He probably
What's going on?
What's going on? Peace. What's going on? Probably 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the morning. Where he at?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Chris?
Whew, man, just another day. Just another day, man.
Yep.
Just another day. So sitting up here listening to you burn it up, and you made a good point about the situation. First of all, anytime Killer B show up with me and I'm arguing with them Hebrew Israelites, I'm shutting the fuck up. I'm just shutting the fuck up from now on, because you know how to handle them now. I don't have to fight that fight no more. You know how to handle that shit. You go right for their doctrine, where I'm going with the logical facts. Like, well, wait a minute, this happened. You ain't got to do all that. You going right after the doctrine. You sitting right there telling them, hey man, that shit come out of One West. Everything you saying coming up out of One West. Don't come trying to tell me you on dialysis and all that other shit, because you wasn't on dialysis when you was telling black folks that they Israelites or some shit like that. All that shit is used, all that stuff is used is to put your mind in jail. Whereas Yaquab, he uses it as a spiritual understanding. I can respect that. I have no problem with that. But when you try and teach these things being literal, and you try to teach them literal to the point of logical fallacy, then I have a problem with it. You see what I'm saying? That's all it is. And that's what it's boiling down with us right now. It's about what's real and what's not. Now here it is. This sister thought that these men were her family, and they proved her otherwise. They killed her. She's no longer here in the realm of the living, and don't nobody know shit. But now all of a sudden, all this stuff coming out talking about, well, she was sick here, she was lonely here. All this shit coming out. Stay the hell away from these motherfuckers. Because whenever you ask them questions, whenever you start asking them questions about their understanding, or, you know, they like to throw that word belief around. You should never believe anything you can't prove. Okay, because belief is something that's substantiated on what? You don't have any proof.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying? And I'll say it one more time. There were no group of people called the Hebrews inside of goddamn Egypt. Whenever you want to debate these motherfuckers, you debate started right there. That's how you defeat it every time. You got to prove the goddamn Exodus and the slavery of this group of people called the Hebrews in Exodus. You got to prove it now.
Yep.
That's why the book is anti-African, and that's why it's anti-African in nature, because it destroys your very nature and your connection with the one true divine source of this universe. You don't need a damn religion in order to be divine. You already got damn divine. How many times I got to say this shit so y'all can wake up and stop losing your lives? Hell, even Paul tell you the shit is allegory, illustrated to make a bigger point. And y'all believe it. Well, God damn it, Mickey Mouse is sitting on the goddamn judgment throne at this point.
Yes, sir.
Man, I could. Yes, it is.
But
Yes, sir.
you felt me when I was saying like how the prosecutors and like that's on the trial, I don't think they have a clear understanding what goes on in the group fully.
No, they
But
don't. They don't know that they're gonna sit up there because the book is so misogynistic. Because the book is so misogynistic, the camp leaders are gonna sit back and protect this dude. They look
yeah,
at him like a goddamn hero right now. Trust
yeah,
me, they do. That's tough to
yup.
say. But guess
Especially
what?
if the
Fuck
sister,
y'all. So what? Y'all did.
yup.
Y'all
Especially if
teach
the
that
sister
shit.
went against it. Especially if the sister wanted out. Remember when Sister Ayana's son got killed by the goddamn police? They
Yep.
was like, fuck that nigga. Right
Right.
in front of her. Right in front of her. And she had to sit there and go, yep, he wasn't a man of the Lord, so the Most High kill him. Like, she didn't say that, but basically that's how she was there. Like, know what I
That's
mean?
how she acknowledged it.
Yeah,
And they're doing that to test her. Her loyalty. Is it to them?
exactly. Yup.
Is
Doing
it
it is
to
testimonials.
them? You see? That's why they're saying that, because if she's quiet, they go like this. Yep, we got another sucker.
Yup. Yup. Exactly. Yo, this shit's sick, yo. It's sick. And these motherfuckers, I can't wait for the comments for this shit too. They're like, you don't know, he ain't been considered guilty yet. And then all of a sudden now the niggas and shit want to believe in the fucking government. First the white man books, then the white man laws, the Esau's country, and then now all of a sudden you want to follow these shit.
Yahweh gonna get you.
Yep.
Yahweh gonna get you.
And they the man was rearrested. So they had him, they let him go, and then they got more evidence. They went to the car, found the girl keys, and locked this monkey ass back up. And if you took her home, any man gonna wait for a woman to get inside. Any man is gonna drop off a woman. They're gonna sit there and wait for her to get in that house safe before they pull off. And if he dropped her off, the keys was left in the house. Keys is left in the car. Duh, dummy. And that sister might have been smart enough to see what was about to happen and put her car keys there. I thought about that too. Oh, did I read that? No, wait, hold on a second. Hold on. There was a call made. Yaquab, what's 111 in England? You still with us, Yaquab? You still there? Yeah, maybe not. Chris Harris dropped off too. What's going on? Hey, where is it? There was a 111 call, they said. Let me look this shit up real quick. All right. Here, this is our article right here. Teams. said that there was, where is it? The job board off of student accommodations. They never found her phone. All right. There was 2 calls made on her phone. Oh, shit. I didn't read this shit. Hey, hold on. Yeah, let me share my screen so y'all can see this. I'm going to look up and see what this is too. NHS Direct 111. Wow. Okay, let me share this screen. Check this shit out, y'all. Wow. Excuse my language. I'm trying to curb my language. I really am. So I want to make this information more presentable to more people and stuff. Can't have me wild it out and shit. But it is a goddamn Witchfinder General show. So. Y'all gonna have to deal with that shit for the moment. All right. Let me read the article before I go to that. Wow. Okay. This is another report. Mr. Fennels said the prosecution case is she was dead at this point. Wait, let me go a little bit farther up. Miss Morgan number was removed from the, okay, it was removed from the chat. Her phone, which has never been found, was detected in the defendant's car in the 7-inch area on that day. Mr. Fennels said the prosecution case is she was dead at this point, and Israel was perhaps looking for somewhere to dispose the body. 2 calls were made from Miss Morgan's phone to the NHS Direct 111 service on the evening of December 28th, but a transcript shows no words were spoken. Mr. Fennell said no forensic evidence has been recovered, which would help the jury reach a conclusion about how and where or when she died. Israel 40 of Cricketwood, North London, denies a single charge in the murder. Right? Let's look at what was called. There was 2 phone calls made. When? How do you know when to call 111? You need medical help fast, but it's not, okay, it's not an emergency. All right, so that's different from 911. I'm thinking 111 was like a 911 in England. You don't know who to call for medical help, and you did, and so it's more of an information line. You think you need to go to A&E or another, hold on. Let me see what this thing is. NHS 111 can help if you have an urgent medical problem or you're not sure what to do. That man could have called that and didn't say shit like, oh shit, fuck that, I'm a nigga, I can't do this. For go to for people age 5 and over. Huh? NHS 11 is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have difficulties communicating and hearing, okay, so it's like 411 out here or 211. Be connected to a nurse, emergency dentist, pharmacist. Get a face-to-face appointment if you need one. Be told how to get any medicine you need. Get self-care. Oh, okay. Now, she also had a illness, I believe, like asthma, If I can remember, if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she had asthma, and one of the concerns was that she didn't. I hope this is the right thing. I do remember something like this. Open that she had her, I guess, asthma pump or something like that. The take. Okay, yeah. So this is like an information service, but why would that be called twice? 2 calls, and it said I guess it was recorded, so it is sort of like a 911 type of thing. I wish Yakov was back on here. I'm sure he could tell us what it all is. Yakov, you listening? You hear me? Yeah, that's heavy as fuck right there. Wow, that's something. Here, watch it. He said, "I'm good, brother. All this Hebrew Israelite stuff. I wish I could erase it from my brain." Yeah, me too. What up, Shamian? Shamian up in there talking shit. They can't prove nothing. Yeah. So, what you guys think of all this? What do you think the outcome is going to be? Think he's going to be charged being guilty? Let me know. Come on, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. She was beat. Nobody knows. She's missing. But she's presumed dead, though. Like, people believe that she's dead. Left the car keys behind and everything. And there are 2 calls called from her phone. The person that's accused of murdering her lied and said that he took her home. Then he changed and said that she stayed at his house for 2 nights. But Hebrew Israelite, they're not allowed to be around sisters like that. Eat too. Because I know one of the orders was like, you can't deal with any woman in the camp unless you've been in the truth for a year. Like, you had to be in the camp for at least a year. Yeah, he's cooked. Yeah, he's a done deal. It's a wrap for him. He all set, as they say out here. He's all set. He's all set. Dumbass. I can imagine, woman, you wicked, you got a demon on you. He probably tried to make a move on her. Probably divorce the other wife, you know what I mean, and get his new Israelite wife. And he probably could have pulled that scripture. I lay hold on this woman. I lay hold on this woman. Take her as my wife. Yep, he's cooked. Set the table. You got that right. They should burn him, and then they should beat him. Then they should skin him. Then they should hang him. Then they should drown him. And then they should kill him. That's what I say. That was from a movie, by the way, and shit. Was that Pee-wee Herman's Great Adventure? I think it was. Pee-wee Herman's Great Adventure. He's 40 looking for a 20-year-old. But they don't believe in that rape doctrine, goddammit. They don't believe in that rape doctrine. Remember that. Yup, woman, you got a demon on you and portals in your eyes. Yup, exactly. Yup. I heard Tahar say that. Nobody can look at him. That's a direct order. I'm going to find that video. That video is still on YouTube. That's just from the 90s. Nobody. He was over by Yale University in Connecticut. Nobody look at him. He got a demon on him looking for a portal. Oh, man. God damn. These fucking niggas, man. So y'all sisters gonna stay away from them goddamn Israelite niggas or what? I want to hear some sisters on here that support it. That's what I want to hear. And who the two whole ass niggas that thumbs it down? All we doing is reviewing a trial, a murder trial. That's all we doing. And I got thumbs down, but you won't tell me why you mad though. You won't tell me why you mad though. Yup. Thanks for the light. I see another light popped up. Thanks for the light. Yeah, man. So I want to see some sisters step up to the plate and say that it's not true what's going on, what people say about the Hebrew Israelites. I'm looking for that. If y'all know any sisters, because I know some of y'all sisters be arguing with some of these Hebrew Israelite sisters. Tell them Killer B is looking for their ass and shit. And he can come on here and set the record straight. You won't see none of them come out here because they all got records, child abuse, motherfucking goddamn getting accused and shit, messing with little girls, messing with handicapped kids and shit. Got pedophiles and shit in the group. Yeah, I know. They've been on it. They've been on it. I've been noticing that. These niggas out here ain't about shit. That's one thing about women, yo. They be on task. When they trying to do something, their asses be on task, like straight up. And they get shit done. Not all of them, though. Some of them the same shit like the rest of the niggas. But in most cases and stuff, women are very good helpers and stuff, like the stuff. And getting things done and like, you know what I mean? Sister, find some shit. Like Zipporah, right? She was digging up shit on Nagy ass. I was like, God damn. I'm like, shit, I was missing. I'm pretty good at that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like seeing stuff and shit. Like, I was like, damn, this sister hit me. I'm like, look, them nigga Judah Nazareth feeding this kid's pork. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, she found that shit. Yeah. Sister Soraya, shout out to her. Sister Ashe Divine. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Sister Soraya on Facebook and Sister Ashe Divine. Those two sisters been tearing these niggas' asses up. Oh man, they been tearing these niggas' asses up. Oh man, ain't nobody can do it like that. For real. A woman straight hurt your motherfucking feelings, nigga. Straight up. Yo, sorry sock wearing ass nigga. They'll tell the truth about your monkey ass in a minute. That shit is crazy. Yeah, man. So like, I would love to get more sisters on the panel and stuff to speak about a lot of these things that are going on. Shit, have a lot of this information, like that one on that guy that killed a 19-year-old girl. Thanks for the subscribe, brother. Thanks for the subscribe. Make sure y'all go out there and subscribe to goddamn Killer B, the Witchfinder General. God damn it.
Like, share,
I'm doing
subscribe.
this for y'all. Oh, yeah, Quad. I'm looking for you earlier and shit.
Yeah, I just got back on. Sorry, I'm cooking my dinner.
As soon as I'm looking for a nigga and shit, they disappear on my ass. But anyway, I read that another article that had a little bit more information, and it was saying that her phone on the December 28th made two NS Direct 111 service calls.
That's,
Can you tell us about AS Direct? 111?
111 is the police. It's not 999, which is the American equivalent of 911. It's a sort of a lesser extent. If you get what I mean. It's like for less serious emergencies.
Okay, but it's still like why? When would you call 111?
Maybe just after you've had a incident where you need the police, but it's not major, or there's someone that's got an injury, but it's not life threatening.
Okay, all right. So if somebody broke into your house or something, you would call 111.
Maybe it depends. A lot of people know 999. 111 might be for less serious.
But after the fact, after like the situation went down, maybe not prior or something.
It's for less emergency use.
Yeah. Oh, I got in an accident or something like that. You call 111.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So her phone call made 2 calls, and I guess it was recorded, and they said there's no transcript from the call, and it was made in a different area also. They said that perhaps this person was looking to dispose of the body. Yeah, that's just deep. That's some heavy shit, boy.
Yeah.
Y'all keep fucking around with them motherfuckers and shit. You wind up like that sister. I like that other sister. And look, we got brothers that was in Torah Nights missing. Anybody seen that brother yet? I know he blocked me on Facebook, so I can't like dig him up.
Who was that?
Devin. His name was Devin. Devin, I can't remember his last name. But he was in the military. He was in the Navy. He was stationed in Japan.
Devin Walden.
That might be it.
Yeah, because I searched up the name, and this is one with Judah Natzara as a friend. So
I know he got pictures of like holding a Japanese sword, like a samurai sword. I know he got a picture. I think that was his avatar. Was him holding like a Japanese sword. But yeah, I haven't seen him on his streams or nothing. I gotta ask Negi. Negi would know.
Yeah, he might know. He seems to know a lot, Negi.
Negi Springfield. So ask him real quick. You see Devin. He's like, no, Judah Nazareth killed him.
When we all thought the buffoon cult leader was always the secret CIA cult leader agent.
And Judah Nazareth is something else, boy. That Judah Nazareth is something else. See if I can get his ass on line. See, I'm gonna ask him, see if he answers me back. Now we put this motherfucker on live, put his ass on blast. And then you got live. Let's call him up. Nigga, he ain't gonna lie though. Let's see. He might. Oh, it's not contacting. Let me call him.
I'll see if I can get hold of him.
Yeah.
I still have his messenger. He unfriended me on Facebook.
Yo, he unfriended you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he does that. That's weird as fuck, yo. I don't know why he does that. Like, he does that on my YouTube channel. Like, he subscribes and unsubscribes. He subscribes and unsubscribes. Subscribes and unsubscribes. I'm like, nigga, in your mind.
I mean, he sent me messages saying, because he wasn't really aware. He's like, oh, are you cool with Killer Bean? I was like, well, yeah, we're cool. And then he's like, I'm going to unfriend you if that's okay.
When was this?
This was back in June, early June. And
Oh, okay.
Because he says he has trust issues.
He has what issues?
Trust issues. I mean, I can sort of understand why he would do that, so I can empathize with that.
I don't know why he subscribes and unsubscribes to me and shit. I really don't understand that shit. I don't know if you think he's being like sneaky or I don't know what it is, but Judah Nasser got a hold of his ass. I know that. He might be doing that in case Judah check and see if he's listening to me or anything like that. So Judah has done that too. Y'all better unsubscribe to these niggas and like, know what I mean? All this types of shit like that. Judah have done that before.
It could be that he really likes your channel, but he keeps getting told to unsubscribe to it. But then Judah keeps saying unsubscribe to him, he unsubscribes, and then resubscribes. Yeah,
that shit crazy as hell. I like what you like. He might be doing that every time Judah, you see Judah come online, he unsubscribes. He might be doing that shit. He's like, I'm down with Judah Nasser. But when he ain't looking, I be fucking with Killer B. When he ain't looking, I still be fucking with Killer B. I would set up the masters and shit. That motherfucker watching this shit.
Yeah.
Make you quit fucking around.
He's probably biting under our noses.
Yeah. Yep. Gotta get down. But yeah, that's about it. And thank everybody for tuning in and stuff today. Get this information out. If any of you guys got any cool stories, Israelite news reports or anything like that, to send them my way, I definitely address them on the show. If you want to come on, tell about your experience in the Hebrew Israelite cult, positive or negative. You're more than welcome to come on and talk about it. If you feel that you have to defend the cult, you can come on here and you can talk about it. I'll be real civil with you. You know what I'm saying? I won't burn you up yet. I'll let you say your thing. We have a discussion on it. Yeah, right? Squiggly line man. He said, yo, my bad, I call you Squiggly line man. But shit, that is what happened. You like this channel? Yo, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. That shit means a lot. I'm just trying to get this truth out, man, about these groups and stuff, how they taking advantage of people, taking advantage of our brothers, our sisters, our children, our parents, our lives, our careers, minds. They're just trying to take it all from us and just feed off of us. That's really what they're doing. They're feeding off of us. Look at Bishop Kanai. Our brother was so nice to let him stay in his house, to rent his house, right? And the brother destroyed the house and stole the brother's stuff. The brother had some ATVs in the garage that he was keeping. When the brother left, he took the ATVs. And now the brother got locked up. Well, now he ain't no damn brother. He a damn nigga. But he got locked up. Bishop Kanai from IUIC. He's one of the top elders. He right next to Nathaniel. So word on the street is that he got oh yeah, that mosquito speaker. Yeah, yo, shit. I'm gonna dip into that market. And shit, there's some money right there. Oh shit, you got an R. Kelly story? Please tell. You want to tell it now? Please tell.
Please come on.
Please tell. Yeah, bring your ass on here for that shit. I can't wait till tomorrow to do that shit. We need that motherfucker right now. I gotta hear this.
Yeah, so do you want to come on, Marcus?
Yo, I hope it ain't with the one that I'm thinking of. Is it the one that has to do with that naked picture that Nate was sending to everybody? Shit, we done broke Judah Nazareth out the closet. And shit, we might as well bring IUIC out the closet. We do one of those, another trapped in the closet video. Have you, Squiggly Line Man, did you see my Trapped in the Closet series on Judah Nazareth? Hilarious, man. It's crazy. Damn, you said you got an IUIC R. Kelly story. God damn, bro. Yo, you gotta tell us something, man. Don't just leave us there like that. Yo, what's the story, man? At least give us a clue. Just like a sneak peek, and then we get together, we get the story together, and we do a video on it. God damn. I wonder if it's just as good as the GMS shit in the panties story. You guys ever heard the GMS shit in the panties story? I can see if I can find this shit real quick for y'all. I can see if I can find it. The shit in the panties story. Find this shit real quick. What was that brother's name? Yahanaba or something? I think that brother's name. Let's check out this one. Let's see if this is it. This might be talking about it.
Man, where you niggas at, man? That shit, none of you damn niggas, man. Tell you just like it is, man. Cause it ain't shit any old damn way, man. All you is what you get. Just like
now this
know
is
who that is.
You know who this is? Wait, who was that? Oh, that was a person in the video. I was bugging. I was like,
GMS training chaser himself.
Yup.
Now,
Killer B, the Witchfinder General, goddamn Witchfinder General, burn them up, baby. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, goddamn it, or that dislike button. Tell me why you're mad.
Just recently got a message from this guy here, a.o.c.
Oh, you got some shit buffering a little bit here today, but we get through it.
Now, let's read what he has to say. Keep doing your thing, priest. I once worked with a GMS dude that I found out was an undercover Caitlyn Jenner. Sounds like Yohanaba. Cross-dresser, you know, freak undercover. Anyway, I'm sure you are familiar with this individual. Of course I am. I heard him say something once that let me know he was a down low. He would denounce the white man in front of the brothers and then suck up to the white man in private. Now, Yohanaba, the cross-dresser, the training chaser, the MIA elder of GMS, works for the MTA of New York City. Anyway, this dude even did a little repair job for the company to cover up a lawsuit. And a young man lost his position because of what this individual did. It's sad to see so many of these agents parading on YouTube with their BS. Thanks for exposing these Uncle Tom slavery preachers. You are a real hero. P.S. Keep those beats coming. And I will, bro.
By the way, this is Haitian priest. He's an ex-member of GMS that left about a few years ago. And he's been turning up on them niggas for about a year. He's recently turned that shit down. So I haven't heard from him in a couple years. I'm gonna see if I can get a hold of him, maybe get him on the show.
The video's got more dislikes than it has likes.
Yeah, from GMS. That's a shame too.
But let's get back.
This person actually got Haitian priest left, but the guy who he's talking about, that's actually Tahar's cousin that got caught shitting in some panties.
To this guy right here. Now, he acts all hardcore, talks all that, screams at the top of his lungs. Well, before Johanna of i.s.u.p.k exposed him with the tranny chasing videos. This guy was out there yelling at the top of his lungs, cursing white people out and everything. So we all know what time it is. You work for the MTA, repairing them buses and whatever have you. And this guy here just exposed him. But then, with this and the biker jacket, people still buy into the game that you guys are selling. Isn't there a scripture on that? Proverbs 14 and 15? Huh? Jeremiah 17 and 5? Now, before I close up, I just wanted to point that out, that there are people exposing you guys. Guys you wouldn't expect just coming out of the woodwork. Like, I used to work with you, man. Yeah, you cool for the white folks. Behind the scenes. Yeah, we know. Anyway, questions of the week brought to you by Haitian Priest. How many people were killed by God's plague? Was it 24,000 as it says in Numbers 25 and 9? Or was it 23,000 as it says in 1 Corinthians 7:8? Another question. That's a bonus. How long did the Hebrews dwell in Egypt? Huh? Was it 430 years as it says in Exodus 12 and 40? Or was it 400 years as it says in Acts 7 and 6? Plenty more to come. Plenty more to come when it's cool hunting. Hey, Bernard.
That was exactly the video. Let's see if I can dig this shit out. Because I know i.s.u.p.k is the one that broke that shit out. They said Yahanaba i.s.u.p.k. I.s.u.p.k. I know it when I see it. i.s.u.p.k. Pink Panther. It's a damn shame I gotta type in shit like this. Pink Panther. The hell is this shit? All right, this might be talking about it. Yeah, let me see if I can find that picture real quick. All right, here we go. Nah, let's play this. So this should be good enough. Hopefully. All right, whatever. Weirdo.
Everybody else was smarter than y'all. Like it was he said that on that secret. Like it was everybody else was smarter than y'all and left me the hell alone. She turned around and said,
Listen.
She turned around and said, bedroom secret. That ain't a bedroom secret, dumbass. That's a sexual problem. She trying to get help for your sick ass. Please, let me play some more for you. I want to know about what another man fucking do. That's some fag ass shit. Hold up.
Look, you heard what he said, right? Listen. See, they also believe that, which kind of I can read to. It's not another man's business. What goes on in the bedroom? But basically, he's saying if a nigga want to wear panties in the bedroom, that's his business. He can go ahead and do that, and he still be a man of the Lord.
Even though they teach to keep the law, which wearing pink panties would be against the law. So,
yeah.
I mean,
this brother right here is one of the first brothers that told me that I was an Israelite way back in the day. It's probably like 93, 94 or something like that. This dude's pretty, was a cool brother and stuff. I haven't ran into him in quite a while and stuff, in quite a few years. But every time I ran into him, brother was always very nice, courteous and shit. He wasn't always on that rah-rah shit. Even in his videos, you watch his videos, he's very down to earth and different from everybody else there.
Hold up. I want to know that one of my officers is going to take that. Yeah, you tell me you catch one of these brothers. Can't tell me. You catch anybody. Tell me immediately. You sick. You shouldn't even be on your street. You shouldn't even be representing nobody. You shouldn't even be trying to pretend to be.
See, and what had happened, crackers must go, right? How he got caught again, like his wife said he was doing this, said that she came in the room and she saw him in the room with her pink panties on, shitting in them. And this brother also, this is when YouTube first started. Like I said, GMS was the first Israelites on YouTube. And you know, like old school niggas and shit, they learn how to use some shit, but they don't really know how the shit works. So when you search stuff on YouTube and look at certain things on YouTube, it gives suggestions, recommendations, and stuff that you get in your feed. And what was happening, this dude was watching all these tranny videos. And then he would do videos. No. He wasn't doing the videos. He would do, and people will go to his channel and see what he was watching. Like you can have your watch history on full display on YouTube. You can have your subscription history on full view. You can have your like history in public view on YouTube. So some of you guys might not be too internet savvy and stuff. Like if you're looking at some crazy shit or whatever, you might want to, and videos that you like and stuff like that, you might not want to show those things on your channel. So basically what happened, this brother was looking at these training videos and stuff and didn't know that you would start to get recommendations from videos that this man watches and or like associated with, just like with Facebook. Like it shows like who you're associated with and shit like that. Let's move on. See, those are screenshots. See, his favorites. He made them his favorites. Look, free trainings. Look, I'll pause it. Look, hot kiss and love making scene in bathroom. Free trainings movie. 89 Super. Gary Coleman on the insider panel. See, it showed all this shit. I should have left this for another show, yo. I should have left this shit for another show.
Probably got on the big pad and just got there. So he shouldn't be standing on the street. Not a sexual dysfunction. Oh, let's read on. We get the good part. We ain't talk about what you can do. Raise your hand if you do. Do you know what? Do you know what? I'm gonna tell you like this. Do you know what? Any man here can say that a woman would tell her bedroom secrets to another motherfucking man. That'll make you a faggot for listening to.
Yeah, P, that's him.
I want to know about what another man fucking do. That's some faggot. And then you don't want to know what another man do. You didn't want it to come out. That's why they don't say they don't want to know. What kind of nonsense is that? And here's the thing, they say that because they know it. That's why he said bedroom. And listen, and how could those brothers stand next to him in 34th Street and not want to help him? He got a bumper doodle.
Look.
You don't want to help the man. You will bring the man to camp with doodle in the drum. And you ain't going to.
Yo, they stupid for that, yo.
You talk about you are man in the most high. All the do the will of the Lord. Man come to you, got a sexual problem. Doodling in his woman's underwear. You don't help the man. You just bring the man to camp, put him on the street, let him say that.
So he's saying, how you gonna let a man with doodle in his drawers and shit go teach in the camp?
Come to find out he's on the internet, on YouTube, looking at transvestite videos. Brother brought it out that he's looking at the brother. A brother caught his ass. Knew it was him, probably was in GMS, and saw him, his page on YouTube. And he didn't know this was when YouTube was a lot newer to people. So he didn't know that if you see a video and put it in your favorites to try to save it, then it come up on your home page for everybody to see what videos you like. So he put the granny videos and click favorites on them, and boop, 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 granny videos popped up on his home video.
Who else was exposed by Michael Evers for watching training videos and fucking granny porn videos and shit? None other than your boy, Judah Nazareth. Let's go.
And put the tape out maybe 2 years ago. If the hard trying to help the man, and the hard will sit up in there, and if you got the nerve, knowing this man is taking a dude in his woman's underwear, and you know that I done gave my life to keep this truth since I was 19 years old. And you're going to let that man with a lump of dude in his pants step up on a microphone in front of a camera and slander me before the world. The Lord will destroy it to all that, man.
Goddamn right. The same thing. How y'all niggas let Judah Nazareth sit there and slander my motherfucking ass and shit. And y'all sit there and act like the shit right. Told me I'm watching child porn. I'm fucking doing this. He got no goddamn evidence. I sent messages to his inbox asking for naked pics of his daughter. And all types of other fucking. Accusing brothers of being gay. Accusing brothers of all types of shit. Fucking been in jail. Got white parents. They ain't black. Know what I mean? But then he'll let Nagy Springfield up over there and shit. And you got Nagy Springfield reading out the Bible now. That's supposed to be against Torah Knight's rules and doctrines. He's a clinger. He's not supposed to be teaching nobody. But you got him over there doing it now. Anyway, let's go.
You know I gave my life to this work. Sacrificed everything I had. Went down to the grave with everybody else when they tried to destroy the school. Worked my way up out the ground with the few brothers the Lord gave me.
Yep.
Didn't ask nobody for nothing.
Yep. And you found out and shit that it was a cult, and you said, hey, I can start my own motherfucking cult. Fuck this shit.
Nobody for a dime. Got on brother's couch and slept on the floor. Traveled back and forth for years. With nothing to build me back up. And come along in his drawers, in his woman's drawers. Excuse me. So put him up in front of a camera to slander me. And I'm just anybody you can slander. Let the
But at the same time, Johanna got that Tutti Frutti nigga and shit doing his videos. And about to do a live stream lesson and shit. And got the nigga asking for the bottle. Doing the same goddamn shit. Same thing I told y'all about the rape doctrine. They believe in that shit. Was it Tazariak trying to mess with somebody's daughter?
And he just don't help the man. You know the man had the problem since back in the days of Marshall. And you find out he still got the problem. And instead of helping him, Marshall would have never let him stand in the Supreme Court and say that nonsense. People let him go on the Supreme Court and say ain't nobody got the right to say nothing about him. Meaning, in other words, after 20 years, he no longer got to hide that he wears pink panties and that he's doing sexual deviancy when he wants. Now he get up and say, no, nobody better not say nothing. You got faggots in GMS, and you a faggot building organization. Is what you are, just like the Christian church.
Yeah.
Who also love white people and believe in all kinds of freaked out gods and got all kinds of.
You got this other nigga right here. This brother right here, going around the goddamn globe and shit, choking brothers up, shaking them down for money. Brothers ain't got no money to start with. They happy to see your whole ass and shit show up. And what they gotta do, spend every damn dollar in their pocket on your alcohol, prostitutes, food, the roof over your head while you sitting there, and then you don't even want to leave the brothers' houses and want to take over the brothers' houses. We got the videos on that too.
That's why Kahar like to rape little girls and Kahar like to do the dirty, filthy, lying bastard.
That's it. That's all I need to play. Y'all see it. I might do another video in full on that. Especially one with some better audio and shit. There y'all have it. There y'all have it. Your boy Killer B done does it again. He done does it again. He done does it again. Oh, I cut out for a minute. I hope I didn't cut out anything good. Yup. Y'all damn right in the calls and shit. You know, Killer B Witchfinder don't play with these niggas. I heard of that channel. I'll check that out, Sister P. I know you keep me hip to all the shit that's going on. Yeah, now Cozy shit is crazy. Brother was wearing goddamn woman drawers, shitting in him, and his wife walk in on him, sitting on the bed, taking a doo-doo in his wife's panties. And the sister ain't know what to do. She went running to the camp, asking for help. Nigga got caught watching favorite and tranny videos and shit on YouTube. Shit, wild, yo. Now, just how we saw Judah Nazareth saying, "Oh, I'm the temple guardian. We the guardians of the Torah." How you guardians of the Torah got your kids running around with a witch hat on, receiving Halloween candy, having goddamn Santa Muerte fucking Mexican Halloween parties at your house with goddamn with shrimp cocktail and motherfucking pork and all types of shit. Ain't got a tranny chasing your kids around the goddamn house while you sitting there drinking some goddamn wine. They got the nerve to talk about somebody. Got caught red-handed. We got the videos, Judah. So you can take it down. You can edit that motherfucker. We already got it. And we gonna keep showing that bitch too. But where y'all at? Where the Witchfinders at? Where are y'all Witchfinders at? Shutting that shit down. No, so some of y'all niggas that was over here, I see y'all go over to his channel, be kikiing with the nigga. So wanna go ahead and act like y'all supporting the shit and then go over there and be the yes, in the nigga. I see you. I see you. Y'all know who y'all is too. So y'all really care about this? Y'all consider yourself Hebrew Israelites and all that shit, and y'all allow that to go in y'all go on in y'all groups instead of shutting it down completely. No, you say, well, I ain't a part of that camp. No, you supposed to be shutting that shit down. What's up, Leader for Christ? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, like, know what I mean? This shit fucking crazy. It's like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So that's showing your true heart of what you really about. If you really about this, you mean that nobody tear this shit down. Just like somebody, for example, somebody that's in the military, right? You got your platoon or your regiment or whatever. I don't really know about the military, like the different ranks and all that stuff like that. But I know one thing. If your ass is a Marine or like in the Army, say you airborne or you whatever, cavalry or whatever, let somebody talk about that motherfucking shit, see what happened to your ass. Go talk to somebody that military and talk some shit about the military. See what they do. Talk about their regiment or whatever they was a part of. Thanks, Chris. You're not letting that slide. So why would you let that shit go on in your community? That's like you're in a school and you got a pedophile in the school, but that's not your child's teacher. So you're not gonna say nothing because he don't teach your child. But you in the PTA though. But you all about the kids' education and all this shit. But as long as they ain't fucking with your kids. But you want to call everybody brother and sister. You heard that say you treat me like I'm your real daughter. So much that nigga killed your ass. Yup. Yeah, this shit is fucking ridiculous, man. It's absolutely nuts. Chris, you want to come back in here? I put the link back up in that joint. Oh no, that's not the link. That's Yohanaba, aka Pink Panther. Hold on, let me get to the link. See, I throw some old school videos out on y'all asses that ain't none of y'all ever seen before. That's what I be saying. When these niggas be opening their mouths, I be like, yo, you do not know what the fuck is going on, nigga. Your ass is fresh in this shit. Your ass living goddamn Memphis, Tennessee somewhere and shit. Talking about you an Israelite. And you're gonna try to get up in somebody's face like you know something. You gonna sit your Bama ass down somewhere. No, they need feds in the Hebrew Israelites. That's what they need. I hope there is some up in there to bring all that fucking shit down. Bring all these niggas to justice. Straight like that. I don't believe these niggas know government agencies and shit. I don't believe that shit. These niggas getting money. They could have some ties in with stuff in the beginning and shit like that, maybe, like, you know what I mean? I don't really try to go that deep into like conspiracy thing, the FBI and shit involved with that, all types of stuff. But they do be doing that though. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna deny that they do that. The Cozy, what happened? What happened?
What's up, boss? What's going down, man?
I mean, get your ass, nigga. I told you it's the goddamn fads.
What's the deal, man? You burning down another camp.
Hell yeah, yo, I got to. I even got a double header today. I did a double header on their ass. I broke GMS in the picture.
Uh-oh.
They thought they was safe. They thought they was safe. See, he ain't talking about GMS like that. There I come, Mr. Candyman.
I can see the smoke from a mile away.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad how gullible our people are, man. It's really sad, man. And they play on that shit. And the sad part about it, they supposed to be these big, strong Hebrew warriors, and here they is killing women in their damn congregation.
Yeah.
That's some sick shit, man. That's sick. And nobody left the congregation, I bet.
No. Ain't nobody can leave. No. When I left congregations, I ain't leave the doctrine. That's the biggest mistake right there.
Yep.
So they basically passing the rock to the next nigga. Oh, nah, he ain't work out over here. You go get him. And they'd be right there. Brother, what camp you was involved with? Oh, back in the day, they be like, brother, what school was you in? Yo, I was in House of David. Brother, you know the brother's not right. You know, the Most High is not with them. See, what we call them, brothers, they call them rebels. They rebels. See, now, you hear, see, the Most High brought you here for a reason. Because this is the home. This is where it all came from.
Wow.
Why would you want to go to something that came out of here when this is where it all started? This is where the truth started. So it makes sense for you to be here. They kick all that shit to you. They got a good ass game, boy. And one thing they used to do too, when I was like, after the 2000 shit, I was looking for somebody to join up with. And I was like, shit, there's like a whole bunch of these motherfuckers out here like now, like, right? So like I'm asking around. I go to the box camp in New York. I go, was that the a.o.c. They was out there. I ran down up on them. GMS. Who else was out there in New York, like doing it? There's a couple of them. But I would ask them, and they would all have the same answers. They would say the same words. I'll say, what's the difference? Like, I'm looking to join a camp, but like, what's the difference between y'all? No, they would never tell me what was the difference, but know what they would say? Every single one of them give me the same answer. Same exact answer. Like they got that shit in the instruction manual or something. They said,
you know they do.
Yup, what they teaching over there. They ask you what they teaching over there. I'm like, nigga, like, what they teaching, nigga? What is you teaching? Like, you supposed to know. Like, you know what I mean?
They ear hustling, man. They ear hustlers, bro. Big time ear hustlers, man.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, dude. That is so I hate to say it, I don't even like to use the word for our people, but we so freaking stupid sometimes, man. And we see.
Since you don't want to say like, they stupid as a motherfucker.
And we see the dude. We know the nigga ain't right. In your heart, you know he ain't right. But I guess you call yourself being loyal to Jesus or loyal to Yahweh, and you ain't even loyal to yourself, man.
You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Yep. Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's sick. All right. I got something that you got to help me with, though.
All right.
We going to start getting on these Kemetic motherfuckers, too. These Kemetic cults.
Yeah. They out there. They absolutely out
we got to get them niggas, too. We got to get them niggas, too. There ain't nobody safe from Witchfinder.
They out there. You know, ain't nothing wrong with the history of Kemet. If you trying to understand it and learn it. But goddamn, nigga, you ain't no damn pharaoh, nigga. Don't tell me you no damn pharaoh or you some damn prince from.
Yup.
Man, get the hell out of here, man. The reincarnation, like
niggas walking around with 8 fucking ankhs and shit on. They got an ankh around their neck. They got an ankh on a necklace. They got an ankh on each wrist. They got an ankh on the ankle. They got an ankh hanging. They got an ankh belt buckle. They got ankh hats. They got ankh goddamn socks.
Right. It's crazy, man. Ain't nothing wrong with you having a history of yourself and having you know, self-knowledge, knowledge of self, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But god damn, bro, when you get in the running game and you won't even get your ass out and get a job, you pimping the people, pencil whooping them, getting all their damn money and you live in the dream and they live in the nightmare, you know something is up, man. You know something's up. It's the same games. It's the same shit, different toilet. Kemetic, Hebrew, Muslim, whatever. It's some wild ass niggas out here, man.
It is New York. And you notice all these places come out of New York City. That's the home of the hustle.
Wow.
Keep telling these Bama niggas, these niggas from the damn deep south and shit. I keep telling y'all don't know nothing about us, these northeast niggas.
Boy,
I know Detroit got that game. Detroit and Chicago got that game. Shit, but goddamn it, that damn Harlem world, boy, get your monkey ass.
Concrete jungle, baby.
Yup. Yo, you can't move. Yo, you can walk 4 blocks. You got $100 in your pocket. Walk 10 blocks down 125th Street. By the time you get to that 10th block, you ain't got shit. And nothing to show for it. But a bootleg book. A bootleg CD, that's it.
Wow.
Niggas out there bootlegging books, bro.
What?
Yo, you go out there, yo, they selling bootleg side. That ain't nothing. This shit, you go out there, you see that shit.
Wait. Stop. How in the hell can you bootleg a book? What they do, go
photocopy that shit. Yeah, they copy that shit.
And say it's they shit that they wrote it?
Yeah, and put it in a binder. They might have one of those like what do you call them shits? Those folders, but they the good folders. Like if you're doing like some kind of something for college or something maybe, or back in the day. I know now they don't do that shit. But you have like a nice binder. It's like you got all your paperwork in there and it's binded. You know what I mean? They might do a cheap binding with this like a glue binding and make a thicker like grade paper, stock of paper for the cover. Or they just staple that shit. That should be stapled. Yup. You go right out there, you get bootleg books, any book you want. Yup.
What's up, Killer? What's up, Killer? Yeah, that's illegal. What's up, man? That's illegal, though. You got copyright infringement with that shit. You can't. Bro,
that's been going on forever out there. We used to go out there and get kung fu movies and shit like that, and come back out here and sell them. We used to pay like back in the day. Bootleg movie was $10. This ain't when DVDs is out. This is when it was VHS. We used to go out there and get bootleg movies. We get like 3 for $10 or something like that, and we come back here and sell it for $10.
Do you know that any copy place, whether it's Kinko's, or Copycat, or whatever, if you hand them a book, the first thing they do is look for the copyright. Yeah, if they see a copyright, they will not print it. I don't give a fuck if it's a manual or anything. They will not print it.
Yep. That's why I always get my own copying up in there.
Yeah. You can do it yourself, definitely.
Yep. Wow. Yeah, that's what it was back in the day, like bootleg movies and stuff like that. All that shit, cause that was straight Harlem. Go there and get bootleg clothes, whatever. Get bootleg polo shirts.
Was my man
Yankee hats?
Was my man in some bootleg panties?
Yeah. Yup, get bootleg everything, yo.
He's supposed to be a man. He's supposed to be the man. And here he is in their damn cross dresser. Can you imagine walking in on some shit like that?
Yeah, right. This nigga was shitting in some drawers. That shit crazy.
Dude is a homo, man. That's what a lot of homos like to do, man. Shit everywhere like they crazy and shit.
But I tell you what, but tell me this: why is it that the people who claim to be the closest to God be the weirdest motherfuckers you ever meet? They do the strangest shit. They do some of the most heinous crimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These are the people who claim to be the closest to God or have the best understanding. These are the same people. These people who form the cults.
Yeah.
Right? And they do the weirdest shit. You know? Yeah. We can even go, even the people who you could say, like say, we could take a hero of ours, Nat Turner.
Yeah.
Nat Turner said he saw visions from God. He saw 3 of them before he actually started the liberation for the people on that plantation. But on the plantation, as you hear it, his relationship with the landowner was that you could say of a good one between slave and master.
Yeah.
Almost the same as you would say biblically, because he never really did anything to Nat Turner if you read the narrative.
Yeah.
But after he had those visions, he killed the whole family, including the fucking kids.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Had to have some kind of mental illness.
Yeah, including the kids. Now, you can say he was justified in what he's doing, but that was the point. The point is that he did not do that until he supposedly had received this personal revelation from God. And for some reason, God told him to kill everybody. Kids, dog, everything. I'm just saying, kids, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to really look at that shit, man. Like, what is it that makes a person closer to the God or Most High, whatever, makes you do some of the most vile and heinous acts with no mercy?
No mercy. Absolutely none. Just like in the group. That sister dead, and we saw the thing that, hey, maybe she her ass wanted out. And they took her out the chat. They wouldn't take her ass out the chat. And if the dude had authority to take her out the chat, that means he had some kind of ranking in there. And then he would have to answer to up top.
Mm-hmm.
He would have to answer up top. Niggas just don't do what they want in those groups. You get orders. Yep. So that tells you right there, them niggas know something was going on and shit. They know what the fuck happened to that girl.
Yeah. Well, you got to protect the group over the person. You know what I'm saying? That's why they was having this conversation. It was this debate. They was talking about, is Christianity evil and or destructive or something like that. And the dude was saying that, well, that because people do destructive things don't mean that the Bible did it. A lot of things what the Christians and Hebrews say. Well, where does it say that in the Bible? And he was saying that because they're reading this literature and they're taking it literally, and it has an effect on them, then you would have to contribute that doctrine, whether it's their understanding or not, is used as an instrument that have them do these things. You can't separate the person from the doctrine, you know what I'm saying, when it's bad, but you attribute everything to the doctrine when it's good. If you win $1 million, the God did it to you. You've been praying and everything. But then all of a sudden, if you kill your kids and rape your daughter, oh, nope, that what the Bible don't say that. The Bible ain't say your ass is gonna win the lotto either. Show me that shit.
Yep.
So
we know God can be used to justify any heinous act on the planet. Just saying, God did it.
They used to GMS, well, when they were House of David, they used to curse handicapped people.
What?
Yeah. A nigga come rolling past the camp in a wheelchair. You know how when somebody sneezes, they say, God bless you?
Yeah.
They would say, God curse you. God curse you. God curse you. Yep. They said the Most High made him like that. They said because the nigga was wicked in his past life, so the Most High made him come back and sit in the wheelchair.
So how could you subject yourself to any teachings like that? You know what I'm saying? There's nowhere in the Bible that says God says fucking curse the handicap. In the New Testament, Jesus, at least Jesus speaks up for the handicap and the poor, and you know what I'm saying? He at least he speaks up for him. Motherfucker rolling around the wheelchair, he got enough problems. You curse that motherfucker. Curse your handicap ass.
If I remember right, we didn't even say God bless you or Barakatah or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you sneezed, that was looked at as a curse. Like the Most High made you sick. So you're not going to say God bless you because you sneezed. Because the Most High put an illness on you. So why would you say ask the Most High to bless that person? Because he obviously did something wicked. That's why he got a cold.
Damn.
See?
Hey, what was that word you just said in Hebrew?
Barakatha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's like bless you, brother.
Hey, have you ever
Barak
noticed?
means bless.
Have you ever noticed that the I.s, they always say like 3 words in Hebrew and never speak Hebrew again? Only fucking 3 words they know. All right, guys. Here I is. Like that's all you know.
Yep. But back in the day, though, we learned the Hebrew. House of David was teaching the Hebrew. U.p.k was teaching the Hebrew. Know what I'm saying? Brothers do the Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, or the Lashwanka, that's whatever they want to call it. They do that shit. But it wasn't until the split came when you start to see that shit wear out. Because now the niggas, the hard-headed niggas that wanted to rebel and start their own groups, know what I'm saying? They might not have been that good in Hebrew. Know what I'm saying? So now they're going to create another cult and not really push the Hebrew. Well, you ain't, like I heard Nate could never get the Hebrew. That's why Nate don't teach the Hebrew today. And he says, "Oh, we don't need to learn that." No, nigga, you saying that because you don't know it, nigga. Like, know what I mean? So that's when you see like these splinter groups. All it is pouring more water in the juice. But it's the same shit. That motherfucker still got that red tint to it. From One West. And no matter how much water you be putting in that bitch, it's still gonna have some more of that One West up in that motherfucker. Know what I'm saying? So like, you start. That's why, like, how I come in and be like, people think I just talk shit, but like, I know when motherfuckers is lying. I'm like, nigga, you wasn't even there. Like, nigga, you lying. Some motherfucker in goddamn Idaho and shit gonna try to tell me what the fuck was going on in New York or Connecticut or like even like the beginnings of this shit. Like, nigga, you fucking in Idaho, nigga. Like, you ain't find out about a Hebrew Israelite until like last year. And you gonna try to like tell me about the damn history? Well, a lot of this shit is online. Like the blackjews.org, they tell you where all this shit came from. They pulled no punches on that shit. They let you know that this shit was a Masonic lodge before it started. Know what I mean? They were backed by Haile Selassie. Ford was going to Ethiopia and all that types of shit. And like, know what I mean? Africa, like those Falashas and all that shit had a big role in that shit. And then, people that wasn't agreeing with everything and see how they could get over. Because now, before, you were dealing with African niggas. Like, know what I mean? And now, you dealing with niggas. Know what I'm saying? So, once they got the African niggas out, they're like, yeah, we don't need no more African niggas up in here. The Africans are Hamites. We Negroes, we Israelites. It's almost as crazy as the Nation of Islam got the fucking white man as the founder of their fucking organization, but they teach the white man as a devil. They teach the goddamn African the devil and shit, but the African the one that started a fucking cult. See how crazy that shit sounds? And it is simple, common sense shit, like, but niggas they don't want to hear that though. I was one of them. Well, I didn't know a lot of that stuff until like the last few years, like especially what that shit being started by. No, I think I knew that back then. I researched that because we got good libraries out here and stuff. And I saw the thing about Rabbi Matthews and stuff.
Hey, Killer B, let me ask you this: How do brothers look at Rabbi Matthews, bro? Is he considered a cult leader, or is he considered a great black man out there? How do they look at him?
They give him reverence, like the older, like basically like GMS and shit like that. They think that dude is like his pop,
right?
But they don't talk about who he is and what he was involved with.
Oh shit!
You know what I mean? I would say they use that as a validation. of saying how long
influence, man. The other ones are getting shoddy.
Say that again.
I didn't say that. I don't know who that was.
Oh, I don't even know who's up in here. Let me see who up in. Oh, that was Brother Heru. What you said, Heru?
He might have been. It might be somebody at his job. He might. It sounded like it was.
Oh
yeah. That was somebody. It was somebody telling me shoot. But hey, one thing when we start going on this check, we have to get some type of distinguishment between what we go consider a cult, because cults are religious groups, the extremists, because like you said, they are some that's out there. I guess in every group, you know what I'm saying. And no one is excluded from extremist ideologies.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
They're really easy to tell. They all have the same blueprint. And I spoke out on this when I was in the other cult tour nights, and I didn't realize. I'm thinking I'm out the cult. I'm still in one. Like, know what I'm saying? And the things that I would talk about, like, I didn't know the cult tactics until like recently. You know what I'm saying? I know the niggas on the right. I know the niggas behind it. But how they get down with it, but how like the love bombing, that love bombing is that's like a key thing. When them niggas is just too motherfucking nice to your ass, but if you test something like that, they're really nice, do something against their doctrine or ask a question against their doctrine, and you will see it come out. You will see it come right out. It's like beating on the ground and worms coming up. I don't know if y'all know anything about that shit. But yeah, you can beat on the ground, like water on the ground, and make worms come to the surface. It's like it's the same thing. And like all you gotta do is run that little test, and you'll see it. There was someone, I joined a group on Facebook called Cult Leaders, and people that were like in cults, got family members in cults, and they come on there, and I've been getting a lot of support for my videos to them. It's like mostly all white people, but and like they were talking about, one lady was talking about, yeah, her friend is in this cult, and like, you know what I mean? She dedicated all her life over there, and you know what I mean? I told the lady, I said, start digging up their doctrine, start debunking their doctrine. And I said, one good way to get her out is to debunk the doctrine and tell her she's gonna get pissed, call you the devil and shit. But what she will do is go back to her elders and ask those questions. And then from that point, they're gonna start looking at her funny and start investigating, making sure who she's talking to and stuff like that. And then other members' eyes start to turn against her. And with that, she'll start to see what shit really is, hopefully, and get out of there. Because that breaks the whole love argument.
But Killer, yeah, you know what's crazy though? We've been taught not to even challenge God. You know how the old folks used to say, don't ask God why. Don't ask God no questions. So as you getting that in your psyche, you'll accept anything that somebody say God told them to say, because you've been trained since a little kid not to ask God why.
Yep.
Don't ask him no
like
questions.
Romans 9 go into that. When it said, why has you made me this? Like, you know what I mean? He said, does the potter, does the vessel ask the potter
questions?
Why you made me
into You hit it right on the nail. You hit it right on the nail.
Yeah. But you know what though, Killer? That since there's no original scripts, right? You can only go with the history or the chronicle record of what happened. And you don't find that until the Homogeneous Creed or the Nicene Creed, when it talks about God and how you don't supposed to ask questions and God is the infallible word of God and so forth. So people can say that, oh yeah, well, it's been like that, because you can bring up the Bible from Genesis and you can go from Exodus or whatever. But there's no original record of that. So there's no way you can prove that. But you can prove the Nicene Creed, the whole Homogeneous Creed, And during the councils is when they actually formalize the religion and saying what you should and what you can and cannot do, or what is acceptable in that religion. And that's part of it. And that's part of it. And you don't find that until like the 1500s.
That's a heavy bomb you just dropped.
Because I grew up in Catholics. It's just like in a Catholic church and then the Christian. And that was what they would say. You do not, especially your grandmama, she smacked the landlady juice out your mouth. You asked her about God. You understand?
Straight like that,
Yep, you done cursed the whole house talking about God. You don't do that. You understand that, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't do that. But whenever you can't question anything and you have to let go of reasoning and logic under faith, as they say, if it's required, it's a requirement for this belief system or this religious system, dude, you should question it and you should get out. Because like you said, they can tell you, drink this Kool-Aid, you're going to see heaven. There's a spaceship going to come as soon as you drink this Kool-Aid. Or give your daughters unto this person. Or, you know what? Yeah, the pastor raped your daughter, but he says it was God ordained because he needs to spread his seed. That was one of the things that they said in the Nation of Islam when it came to Elijah. Remember? When they were talking about how he fathered them kids by those secretaries who were young girls. And his thing was, it was a prophecy that he was supposed to sow his seed and this and that. And so they shielded him from that. Because you're not supposed to question these religious leaders. That's why the Vatican raping boys all the time.
Yeah. What do you guys think? You think there should be laws against this? I know we're supposed to have freedom of religion and stuff here. But where does that draw the line? Do you think the government should step in on some type of groups that are like that? I know a lot of people would disagree and stuff, but you think it's time for some type of regulation, or should it just be what it is? If a nigga's stupid enough to join that shit, that's his ass.
Yeah, I mean, then you jumping into a constitutional rights,
right?
The freedom of religion. Unfortunately, yeah, you can join whatever you want to join, but I think that like this, right? I can join whatever group I want to join, but if I join the Taliban right now, I guarantee you I'm gonna be on a list. I guarantee you I'm gonna be watched, and if I even speed on the street, regardless whether it has to do with anything, non-terrorist activity, non-destructive activity, I'll probably be detained. I'll probably be held. You know what I'm saying? There will be some stricter rules or observation on me or surveillance on me.
Yeah.
And I think it should be stuff like that. If you join in groups that's known, but then again, who's gonna regulate the regulator? Every black group in America be regulated. They'd be knocking on your door. They'd be knocking on your door right now. Killer be like,
yeah,
ain't nigga, you a terrorist group?
Got my name. They got me. I know that. I know that shit for a goddamn fact. You know what I'm saying? And what's ill too? Like, it's the white groups too. Like, even it don't even have to be religious. Like, there's a really popular skinhead group out here, and I know the actual leader of the group. Like, he's locked up now, but I actually know the leader of the group, and he's not even white. He's American Indian. But that's another thing. I told one of his members that, and like, just totally just wrecked his brain. Like, he didn't know what I'm like. You know, your leader's American Indian, right? Like, you know what I mean? The dude went to my school. Like, I know who he is. You know what I mean? And he was just blown away. And like, the dude, he come off, you fucking nigger, like all that shit like that. But you see a lot of these like white supremacist groups and stuff. I have had some great conversations with white supremacists, like some awesome conversations and shit. And their cult is set up the same way. And I told this young dude, this young white kid, I'm like, yo, man, get out of that shit. I said, next thing you know, I said, a RICO Act gonna come, and your ass gonna find your ass doing 20 to 40 years, and all you did was hang around with these niggas. And like, he looked at me, he was like, Like basically, the nigga was like, "Shit, like I might have to like take this nigga into consideration." Like, know what I mean? It was like in these groups, like they really mold your mind. And like you said, like we saw with the sister, she had some issues at home. She was a very nice girl that might have been misunderstood by her parents, or she misunderstood her parents. And now they run out, just like a girl run away from home, end up being a prostitute. It's the same shit. It's the same thing that happened. It's the same thing. She meet that guy that's super nice to her, and next thing you know, and shit, she was like, "Well, I don't really want to do that." Bow! Shut up! Get your ass on that goddamn street. They're like, know what I mean? And next thing you know, you're like, "Oh shit, how the fuck I get into this?" But this nigga, he supplies my food. This nigga supplies my my clothes. This nigga supplies the roof over my head and everything. So how can I not do it? If I leave, I'm gonna be on the street, and anybody can do whatever they want to.
Yeah.
And if I go out here and try to trick on my own and shit, this nigga find me and kill me. Yup. GHJ. People are too lazy-minded and lack discernment. Instead of studying and actually learning, they rather sit, listen, and accept emotional appeals over facts. Yep. It all seems like functions of the Bible, genuine churches, or the truth of the matter. Always the individuals who actually know the books. Huh.
Yeah.
Thanks for that comment, GHJ.
Well, people always want to know, if I don't have the Bible, what do I have? Sounds like a woman in what you call that? Stockholm syndrome. You know what I'm saying? That's what people got to get over. They got to get over that.
And you know what? That's not even their thought. If we get rid of the Bible, what are you gonna give us? Now they done heard one nigga say that, and that shit was played 100 times on a fucking YouTube video, and now everybody's saying it.
Yeah.
And I say, what would you say if you never heard that dude say that?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
What be your response?
Yeah. My question would be, what did you have when you was born?
Because you know what? But you know the crazy part is, like, when you tell, like for me, when I tell people I'm no longer associated with the Israelite, the first thing they want to ask me is, well, what's your belief system? What do you believe in? You know, like all of a sudden now I'm gonna come and kill their kids or something. You know, like
Nigga, where you at? Where
right,
you been?
like they're supposed to be looking for me in the bush or something. You know, it's just it's sad that our people feel like the Bible is the standard for right and wrong.
Yes.
When you look through the pages of this shit, it's all kind of rape. They prostituting women according to the law, to the Torah, you can sell a sex slave. You know, so how do you get around that shit? And then they make all these damn excuses, and they get very emotional when you ask them a simple ass question.
Yeah. Went through that today.
Yeah.
I asked the dude, he said he not part of One West, right? I said, do you believe the blacks and Native Americans are Israelites for the Deuteronomy 28? That nigga went all around the world. Out my ass. Then admit to this shit. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, then you're One West, nigga. Because that shit come from One West. You stole that doctrine from One West. You might not be in the camp, but you took their doctrine and made it yours.
Yeah.
But you want to bash Ariya. You want to bash One West, Masha, all the people, Alba Bivens, Rabbi Matthews, and all these people, but you stole their doctrine.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, how you get around it is you change the terms, change the definition, change the narrative.
Yeah. Swagger jack.
That's how you get around it.
Yeah. That shit is wow, man. And it's like you ask the question, and and niggas start talking about motherfucking ninjas. And well, I'm a Sagittarius. I was like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. I was like, what Sagittarius got to do with One West and Israelites? Like, why are you even talking about it? And then the nigga talking about ninjas. I'm like, nigga, like ninjas, what that got to do? What the hell are we talking about? And then the nigga know he caught up and he can't fight because I know the nigga knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? So now he can't fight. And now the nigga gonna try to pull sympathy card on me. Chris Harris caught him. I'll let the nigga go because I saw the conversation with me going. Chris like, hold on. He said, now, you just use your, I guess the brother's going to dialysis. He uses dialysis as a sympathy game to get me off his ass. He said, oh, you're going to make, I can't get all worked up and my blood pressure up and all this stuff. He said, well, I'm just going to go. And I'm like, well, bye, nigga. The nigga's still there. We're like, bye. Everybody said bye. He's still there. I was like, all right, nigga, now you just being an asshole. I'm going to run your goddamn blood pressure up and I don't give a fuck. Just for you being an idiot.
I know this person you're talking about.
Just for being an asshole. So now I don't care about your sickness or whatever. How you feeling today? And I said, I apologize to the dude and everything. And then they kept going. I like, nigga, I thought you was leaving. I said, now I'm going to fuck your whole blood pressure and everything up now. Asshole. And Chris called him out on that shit.
You going to run his blood pressure up, you going to send him to the ER.
and the nigga was talking 100 miles an hour like I was doing it. Everybody else was calm. He's the one that was going 100,000 miles an hour. Like, nigga, take your medication and come back, nigga. Fuck out of here. Take Xanax or whatever the fuck. Take that shit and bring your ass on back, nigga. See you at normal speed.
Right.
Nigga, fast as a 45 record.
Yeah, I know this. Can you hear me?
Well, hey,
yeah, I hear you.
Killer, you know, one thing that people don't understand, or one thing that people. One thing that people don't understand is that as long as we, as Black America, or in the world, but primarily we're talking about in America, as long as we have this religious divide among chosen and unchosen and whatever, dude, we'll never unite, because you'll hear one brother say, "Oh, you my brother," but then 5 minutes later they be cussing you out, cursing you, telling you your kids go die, but you're my brother.
Yeah. Look at you now.
You can't get any progress because we're too busy fighting each other over religious. You might say you're from an area, but you can't prove what tribe you in. You can't prove, if you from, Kemet or South Africa, West Africa, or if you from the Levant. There's no way you can prove what tribe or people you from. We've been too mixed. There's nobody here in the U.S. of pure blood. Not one. I would say 85% of the people that's Black in America are not pure blood. There was those breeding camps everywhere. There was rape. There was amalgamations. There were, you know what I'm saying? And then to say, oh, okay, throw the book away and show me any other thing. I can't. I only believe because it fits me. You got to get rid of that. It fits me.
Yeah. We got niggas talking about they come from the bloodline of Jesus. Yeah, Neo, I'm getting at your ass, nigga.
Wait, stop. Somebody said they descended of Jesus?
Yep.
Go ahead, bro.
They come from the bloodline of Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's Dan Brown stuff.
What you said.
A lot of Israelites will pull that shit too.
Wow.
Just because it sound deep, so they can start their own cult in the future.
Yeah, it's not actually.
That's just as crazy as somebody saying, "Well, I can't."
I mean, a lot of things which sound very deep. I've had this with a lot of different people cult leaders are not. It's not that deep at all, and if you just understand where they study from, sources they use, you'll find it very easily.
Yeah. I know Yaakov speaking to spark this thing. I know a lot of you guys don't know about too. Is that there is another Hebrew Israelite group, but guess what? There's no black people in it. They're all Europeans. They got a chart and everything. I was shocked that Yaakov heard of them. What were they called again? I forgot the name.
Anglo-Israel or British Israelitism.
Okay.
I mean, they're very much like the Black Hebrew Israelites. I mean, they have their own chart of European nations. Some of them claim that the 13 colonies of America linked to the 13 tribes. They also make claims that the word Saxon comes from Isaac's sons, which I haven't really seen much evidence for, apart from a vague similarity.
What I'm gonna find out. Do you know what year they were founded in? The doctrine.
I don't know what year they were founded in, but I think they came from the turn of the century era. So they've been around a long time.
Oh, because you know what? I just thought about this. Yo, that might be where them niggas got that doctrine for the Hebrew Israelites in America.
People have actually done research on where that came from as well, and that comes from the mid-19th century with somebody called William Crowder, I think it was.
Yeah.
So it's an ex-slave who developed some really weird form of Judaism and then preached that blacks were the children of Israel in America. And it's eventually derived into the sort of the older schools, and then became what it is today.
Because he was also a occultist too. So these one thing I learned about these occultist people, they get around, they travel. Like for another guy, Pascal Randolph was a black guy. Well, he was like mulatto, I guess you could say. But he's responsible for most of the occult and esoteric knowledge in America. He supposedly started the first branch of Rosicrucians in the United States. His name was Pascal Randolph. He wrote quite a few books too.
Interesting.
I don't know if anybody have ever heard of him. But like a lot of people give that the whole Aleister Crowley, the props and stuff from the West Coast, like esoteric like type stuff, when it like basically the father of it was the actual black man in America, Pascal Randolph.
I mean, he would have derived a lot of his stuff from the actual older orders.
Yeah.
From their texts, which were primarily Europeans. So.
Yeah, like Pascal, he went all around the world, just like even Noble Drew Ali. So they say and stuff like he traveled all around the world and learned all this stuff. Malachi York too. They say the same shit. But yeah, man, this stuff is wild, yo. How they be getting away with this. But I really think the government should step in and have some type of ordinances or whatever. Just like how they do gun laws. Like I don't agree with a lot of the gun laws and stuff like that, but they should be some type of and I'm not saying like take guns away from people and shit, but certain things to keep, because laws are made to keep people safe, not just like to oppress somebody and some shit. Like you got to stop at a fucking stop sign so you don't ride out in the street and another car going the opposite way and shit and hit you. It's that simple. There's a line in the middle of the street for a reason. There's a solid line and a space line in the street for a reason. Know what I mean? And these groups should be held accountable for a lot of the things that they do. Or there's some type of regulation. I really can't say what they should do, but it definitely should be thought out. Something to protect. Like I said, like these laws are supposed to protect people. So there should be something to protect people from getting taken advantage of in these groups.
You mean
maybe like if you do any type of labor or service for the church, that you should be paid for it. Like they shouldn't be voluntary. I'm not just saying. I'm just like off the top of my head, not saying any of that should have worked. If it should happen, I'm just saying it's really happening.
Yeah, I understand that.
People are like, you have to join, so you actually have a record of you being in this organization. Some people will be against that, but like some old school niggas to say, if I ain't doing nothing wrong, like, you know what I mean, you ain't hiding nothing. What's the problem? But you know, people talk against that too. But yeah, this definitely should be something that should be worked out.
They need to make an example of these jokers, man, when they catch them doing dirt. When you catching the pastors doing dirt and you catching these leaders doing dirt, they need to drop a heavy ass bomb on them when the feds do catch them, so they can make an example of these jokers. That's the only way you're gonna kind of deter.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're gonna ever stop it. Because you know people so gullible for God. But if you start making examples of these cats, like with the brother who done murdered this sister, and now they done turned his ass loose.
Yeah.
They should have leveled his ass. They should have hung his ass by his ball sack or something. Make these people start paying for their crimes because they get away with this shit. Like, you done got hella preachers that been caught up in prostitution and shit. We had a cat here in Kansas City, bro. This dude, man, was torturing children. A preacher. He had them locked up in a dungeon. I'm talking about chains. One kid died from not being fed. One of the kids got away and was able to get to the police. And when they got in there, man, this dude had numerous kids in the damn basement locked up. Torturing children, man.
Damn.
I'm telling you, bro, like, this shit is so crazy, man. And, you know, we as people, because it ain't, you know what, and the thing about it, it ain't the pastor's fault. It's the motherfucker who's sitting in the pew who will continue to let this dude get over or let this sister get over on it. Y'all, we the ones who got to take the action because the preacher ain't going to do shit. He going to pimp the whip as long as he can.
Like he got on me. Yep. They got on me when I first started making videos. Killer B, where are you going? What are you going to do for the car? What are you doing now? Get us right into the cartel. No, I'm exposing this shit. I done spent 20 years in this shit. This is my way of giving back. I'm not the rest of you niggas that find out this shit bullshit and ride off in the sunset on people that you call your brother and sister and not warn them. Simple as that. And they want to. And like I said, I did a video on this with Jim Jones. I said if Jim Jones had a killer bee in the group, them motherfuckers would be walking around today.
Yeah.
But no, motherfucker said something.
Hey, well, you know that.
Go there. Yep.
Hey, you know that the church and all these religious entities are already subjugated to the federal government under their 401c3.
Yeah.
And that the sickness starts at the Vatican, who protects more pedophiles, more rapists, more murderers of young children, especially young boys, than any entity. Where the Pope has, I guess he relieved the sins of these people, and they just, you know, they've been protecting them for so long that we would be asking, I think that something like that was needed, but it would have to be something that's regulated by the community and get back to more of just more cultural, African cultural ways where we take care of it, because the government isn't. To a certain point, man, the government still is subjugated to the Vatican in some instances. So, you know what I'm saying? To ask the government to monitor an entity that's under them is you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, who gonna monitor them? Because they not gonna do it. They go turn the other cheek. They're like, okay, well, you know what? It's the Pope, and the Pope says, God says that, you know what, loving the boys like Christ loving some crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they let it go and let it go, and they'll what they'll do is they'll take them, they'll put them in some convent or some monastery somewhere. It should be that the community, like for instance, if the community finds that Reverend Chicken Wing or brother whoever or priest whatever does something to a kid, it should be to the point where if they don't put him in jail, that brother would never rest his head. That there should be a group of men or women or whoever that handles it. So you can either do it through the justice or through our system. But something's going to happen to him. That fear that y'all was talking about has to be established in the community of people who doing stuff like that. You know, like saying, like, I think the people that's like in a higher seat of moral status or regard should have a higher punishment or reprimand than somebody who's not, because you're putting your trust in them, you're putting your faith in them. So if I'm putting my trust and my faith in you with my child, and then you violate that, then you know what I'm saying, as they say in the Bible, what Jesus said, you might as well strap yourself to a brick and throw yourself in the ocean than to deal with me. And that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? So that Hebrew brother who killed that sister, hey, take one from Wendy Mandela. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cruel. It may be mean, but it could be justified. Dude, I'll put a tie around your neck full of gasoline, light it.
Straight up.
Yeah. Absolutely right. Absolutely right, bro. And I don't know what we're gonna do, but I don't know. We got that new channel coming though. Yeah. I'm about to get up out of here today. We got that new channel about to pop off. Hey, we can bring that in today.
Hey, Kill. Oh, real quick. Oh, cool. Killer, did you go real quick? Did you see that video? It was on Facebook. I saw it. Show one of those white vans. They said that where they be abducting kids and stuff. And women,
yeah.
They showed the van, right?
What? Wait,
and it was insulated. You couldn't hear nothing. Oh my goodness, this shit was crazy.
Wait, stop.
It was a van these I guess that found. Okay, these ladies I guess found this van, and it was parked somewhere. I guess I'm assuming because that's where it comes in. And they're looking at the van, and the van is insulated. You got the chairs wrapped up in linen or something. The floor is really soft. They got this power pack that's in the passenger front seat.
Right.
And when you shut the door, you can't hear nothing. This was a grown woman screaming and kicking and everything. You could not hear her.
Wow.
In this car, there are scratches they say on the ceilings, on the doors. There was blood, hair, little piece of hair. Yeah, they said, man, this trafficking is real.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
I was young. Someone tried to abduct me when I was younger.
Wow. I'm sorry about that, man.
Yup.
Sorry to hear that, man.
A motherfucking white man put up in one of those old school caravans. Remember the caravan first came out? It got the wood grain on the side of it, little minivan.
Yeah.
He put up. He was like, come on. Come on. He opened the door. He was like, come on. Like, you know what I mean? I looked at that white man. I was like, shit. I was like, pew. It was like a cartoon. I was out.
That's another girl in my neighborhood. It's in a lot of their nature, man. I'm not trying to stereotype, but I think a lot of that's in their nature. Their forefathers was abductors. So what the fuck do you think their kids gonna act like? Shit.
Yeah, right.
Big time sex trafficking.
Read Iceman and His Inheritance. It'll tell you a lot about the inherent nature or cultural nature of it. It'll tell you about how their environment made them that way, where they were just savage. You know what I'm saying? And after thousands of years, they show you, like, even now they show that that trauma can pass down through the genes, where you can be inherently fearful or scared or whatever of something. And it talks about how like being locked up in an ice age and having no resources, fighting for food in a violent, hostile environment. It showed how, like, they killed the women, they ate the babies, they ate the elders, they killed the elders. they rape the women, they rape the men. It just shows the environment. So when the Ice Age thawed out and they came down, you know, because they're following food. Remember, these people are still people who follow. They're like nomadic to a point where like they're following the herd. They ate raw meat. When the people in the, we'll say in the Levant area or West East Africa or Northeast Africa met them, when they saw them, right, they tried to civilize them, and they was giving them culture and moral guidance, but they still had that in them. They were still more aggressive. They were still more violent, and they used it. And that's when they started to take over or conquer certain lands from them. When the Egyptians tried to conquer, but people don't understand. Like when people say the first civilized of the world, right? And people will say Egypt gave the world their civilization. If you look at it, and this is just logical, right? If you look at it, if everything started from the base of the Nile and you go up and you go into Sudan, you go into Ethiopia, then you go into Kemet where the Nile Delta is, then you go into the Levant area, then you spread through there where you have Canaan, Mesopotamia, right?
Right.
Yep.
Those, when you first meet those people, who would be the first people that met and contact them? It wouldn't be Egyptians. It would be the people of Canaan, the people of Mesopotamia. Those would be the people who was in first contact with them.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
So
those would be your civilizers of those people.
Well, I got a question. Quick question for you.
Yep.
So what you're saying that they first entered into Canaan land, you know how they set the they put this teaching out there that the Canaanites was eating their kids, sacrificing their babies. Could that be something that the European done snuck in there to cover up their acts?
That would be, yeah, based on, okay, so based on, we're going to go logic and reason, and we're going to use chronological order, right?
Okay.
These people wrote a story about themselves, and they reverse history, right? They are the first civilizers, they're the first people with morals, but everybody else is doing savage stuff. Where the people in Canaan, you never seen them do that. You never know about anybody eating babies and doing that stuff until you get them. That's where you find that out. The first documentation of somebody eating their babies is from the people who they call Hebrews or Israelites or something like that, through their documents. That's where you find it at. But the people who came down, these were the first civilizers of those people, which is your Adam and Eve story. Because the land of Nod is where? It's not in Africa. It's not on the continent of Africa. That's not it.
Right.
So where is it at? That would be the people of Canaan.
Wow.
The people of Canaan was a colony or subjects of the Kemetic spirituality, which was African spirituality. I don't even say Kemetic, but I just say African spirituality. The other people around there, when you talk about the sea people, the Amorites, the Hittites, or not the nomads, but the Germanic people, these are your beast people, your savage people. But the whole thing is that who would be the first people that would be in contact with them? It wasn't the Egyptians. The Egyptians gave the Canaanites, and because they share culture and trade, they gave them that, right? And so they're kind of the same people. But the people of the civilizers of these savage people would be the first people who were in close proximity. They were the people who made it with those people. You don't hear Egyptians mating with those people.
Right.
Because Egyptians didn't want to meet. Egyptians was probably one of the first xenophobic people. They did not like mating with other people. They were very xenophobic, or you can call it racist.
They was raising hell with them Hyksos.
They did. Yeah. Yeah. Those are the people. And so, you know what I'm saying? So these people who came down, learned culture, changed the story, changed the narrative, and interjected, okay, well, yeah, we was eating our babies and we were doing all this stuff and they was doing this before we came in. Okay, well, show me documentation outside of that shows that.
Right.
If we let the European tell our story, we were savages and we were people who never created anything, and we were the people. We didn't create the first. There wasn't a black person who did the first open heart surgery or first brain surgery, or created agriculture. It would be them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So.
But would you actually say though that we never did any like stuff like that, like cannibalism and human sacrifice. I don't know. I think that is like going maybe a little bit too far to say that. I think everybody had a little case of that probably at some time. Because I feel like it would kind of make some type of sense. If people were doing animal sacrifice, how they thinking their head.
Well, here's the thing.
Grab one of these niggas is doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, here's the thing, right? When we start talking about cannibalism, in order to be cannibalism, we talk about in ancient times, we got to be talking about somewhere between past 3200 to 4200 BCE. If we go past that, the 10,000 years ago, we're talking about a primitive people where there probably weren't any moral norms in there. To eat somebody that is dead or deceased may not be considered cannibalism. Might be seen wicked to them. Now we're talking about actually killing somebody.
Right.
Is a different story. Is another different story.
I'm not saying that people
like with the babies
wicked doing it, but they could have looked at it in a different way and said, "Hey, if we eat our dead, it's like giving them like respect or something like that."
Yeah. There's a people today that does that.
Yeah.
There's people today that do that. So that you could be, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing is like I'm a comedic. But for me to say, no, we never did that, or the people in South Africa of Tanzania, they never did that. Only thing I can say is I have never heard that, but that doesn't mean they never did that. Yeah. The people in certain areas, who knows what they did at that time. The possibility is it's a possibility. Right? That's the best answer you can get. And but we do know that a certain people.
Oh damn! The cozy jumped off. Damn! I was gonna ask him a question. Shit! I've been waiting to ask him this.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh yeah. But
I saved it when we come back.
Ask him what?
Nah, about I remember he was saying that I think he had some family members and stuff like there with the Yoruba culture or something like that in Trinidad. I heard him say.
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna ask him like what you were saying. And I kind of almost lost my thought. It's like halfway there. How you never heard of them practicing cannibalism and stuff, and I thought in my head, I was like, I wonder if the first signs of it was when other people got there, or say like when the so-called European or whatever went into Africa. And maybe some of their culture or what they was doing could have influenced the way that they live now or live 1,000, 2,000, or 1,000 years ago or something. Could have influenced them to live the way they are now. And what led me to the question that I wanted to ask the Cozy for a while was with, say, like with voodoo and like the whole Yoruba thing or whatever, right? And saying like, oh, this deity, he likes rum. This deity likes cigars and tobacco, like cigars or whatever. So they give him cigars or they give him rum. And I thought this might be like kind of like a stupid question, almost like how a comedian asked like Hebrew Israelite or a biblical question and they never opened the book. It could be like a question like that, sort of you can look at it. But I was like, because I'm looking everywhere. Like I said before, like I'm looking to go at those Kemet cults too. And like all these other cults out there. There's other types of cults. And could some of this stuff been made up or what's the word for it? Or like how they got a system, say like the Torah, right? We know that a lot of the stories were already created in other cultures and stuff. And could this be something that was added on and not the culture in its raw form? Say like you go to Egypt, right? But we know the Egyptians got the shit from the Cushites or the people from Nubia and stuff, right? So to get the base of it, we would go to Nubia, not India, or maybe the Indians got it before Egypt or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? You would go to the base to see like what it all is and what it evolved into being. Like how I'm saying, like with cigars. Oh, this guy likes cigars and this, for example, like cigars and pistols. He like 45s. Like, know what I mean? Like, what do you mean this guy likes 45 handguns? Like, what do you mean like this guy likes like Palo Velo rum? Like, know what I mean? What do you mean? Like, rum was, the way I looked at it, it was like rum was brought by the white man. Like, they were making alcohol and stuff, but they wasn't making rum. So how can you say this ancient deity prefers rum when the deity existed before rum was made? And what was the moment that they said, okay, this guy likes rum, or this guy likes 45, this deity likes 45s? Like, know what I mean? Or cigars, like, know what I mean? You have to feed this whatever deity like cigars. Like, where does that? How did like a lot of this stuff come into? You know, some of the stuff when we came here to the Americas, we had to improvise some stuff. But I think some of those practices they're saying over in Africa also. So did the white man influence that? Like, what's the raw form? I heard this one guy say that. Like voodoo or like the whole Orisha, like Yoruba thing, didn't have deities in the beginning, in that it was just divination. And this guy is supposed to be some like Yoruba priest or something like that. That's what he said. So that's like where my head started spinning, like, because some of this shit be bullshit that they're doing, like just like the Christian church, and people think they're dealing with something that's
of course
true. Like, you know what I mean? Because I know there's a lot of, like, when I hear stories and stuff, there's a lot of crooks and stuff, like, in that whole, like West African and the Americas, like, religions and stuff. Like voodoo and Palawambe and, like, all types of stuff like that. A lot of that stuff starts to get, like, a little commercial, not commercialized, I wouldn't say. But, you know what I mean? A little clicky and, like, there's some extras up in there. Some extras.
Yeah. Well, I think you answered your. I think you answered your own question. I think you hit it right on the head, which would pretty much stop anybody who claims such ritual or tradition by just getting to the head of it. Okay, so if this happened before this, then how is this, right? So which means that customs which are made by people, right, are concepts made in the time of that people. So there's no way to say it. If you're saying that a deity likes smoking cigars, right? And then say cigars didn't come out until say 1850, or we'll say 1710, right? But the deity is from 1413. You know what I'm saying? You know that they created that. That is a cultural custom in which they interjected that cigar into it. For instance, when they start talking about canoon on the potter's wheel, right? Canoon existed before the potter's wheel. The potter's wheel was something that was created in Mesopotamian Sumer. Now, they did have a block which it sat on, which he formed of clay, but it wasn't necessarily the same potter's wheel. So we know that those people during that time took that out of Sumer and injected it into the mythology of thought. Or Tahuti. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, not Tahuti, Canoe. That's what they did. So we know that part is really just, it's made up. It's an updated version of the story.
Right.
So you could say, yeah, that's bullshit. But yeah, I mean, if you ask somebody that question, that's kind of like what I was going with yesterday, right? If you ask a person that question, you would stump them. Because what can they say? No, it's not made up. Then how is it made up?
Like, I even asked that question on a couple of their groups, and like, I don't get no response. I don't know if the Witchfinder general, that my name's the Witchfinder general, has anything to do with it. But that might have a little bit to do with it. But I had one person that like hit me back and like, know what I mean? And he was like, man, cool and stuff. Like, that wasn't the question I asked him and stuff. But like, he point me in some directions and shit. But I want to have more knowledge before I go back to him, so I don't sound like an idiot, like asking them like a crazy ass question. Not just like, is anything such thing as that question, but I want to be able to understand his answer for the question that I asked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you know what? There's no problem with building on mythology or folklore. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is when you try to make your folklore real. And like for me, I would tell you, oh yeah, you know, because I think the first person that told me about the Potter's Wheel was Yara, and he was like, well, what about this? You know, and I was like, okay, I had looked at it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, yeah. I mean, Sumer, they made the Potter's Wheel, or they upgraded it or made it better, and these people put it into their mythology. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's not a one up for you. Okay, so what? What does that? You know what I'm saying? But now if I'd have been like, no, that wasn't it, then that's when they have to go to Duat. They have to come to Witchfinder's General, and we got to burn them for lying.
Even like some of the things like how I look, but that's the Hebrew Israelite thing that I grew up on. But even like the deities, the idols themselves, like, you know what I mean, from like a biblical standpoint, like, you know what I mean, the idols ain't supposed to like have power. You know what I mean? My mind is still on that. It's still that's still in my head. Like, so I'm trying to understand more on the why they offer up things to idols. Know what I mean? And knowing that, okay, you brought this from the store, but I've also learned that they activate. Like, you get these things, it's not like you just sit in your house and start giving this shit. Like, they activate. So what is this activation?
Yeah.
Where people like, say like, yo, I didn't give this thing his like, oh yeah, this guy might like quarters or pennies or like whatever, like, you know what I mean? Or copper or whatever.
Right.
Oh, I didn't give this this copper, so the niggas fucking me up now. Like, they even said that with Nagy. They said that with Nagy. Nagy told me, like with Judah, that he's afraid for Judah because when people, but then that's the trick. This is before I knew a lot of this shit. Nagy said that like about like how he's like a shaman, and they are born with like a spirit, and if they don't do what they're supposed to do, the spirit fucks their asses up. Or just like what I was saying, you don't give this deity or whatever his copper or his rum or cigars, and that nigga start fucking you up. Like, so like with Judah, when we did that video on his chains, that nigga did a video try to like bark back at us, and that nigga wasn't wearing the chains. Every video the nigga ever done, he was wearing no chains. That nigga wasn't wearing the chains. Yo, the video after that nigga whole face was swelled up, and he was talking about leaving the Israelite community. That nigga whole face was swelled the fuck up. And they was saying like, that's what it'd be. It'd be weird stuff that don't make any sense. That'd be fucking you up. So that demon's like, put them chains back.
Man, anything, but here's the thing, man. Man, anything that happens can be explained. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, for instance, right? I can say I'm a Hebrew Israelite, right? And say you start burning me. You constantly on me. And you getting traction because people are listening and people are getting questions and so forth, right? And so because of that, somebody can say, well, Yahweh Shah is getting you because you want a righteous person. But because you are on me so much, right, now I'm starting to get stressed. That stress is starting to create certain type of imbalances chemically in my through my head, through the pineal gland, or through my blood pressure, which is causing certain ailments to happen, right? Now, somebody might contribute that to some type of spiritual world, right? But if you would just stop and give me a moment of rest, then all these things will go away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about bad vibe, like your energy can change the frequency of somebody's health.
Yeah.
And that can cause them to be sick. So in that instance, you have power. That's why people say, well, I don't, it doesn't bother me, whatever you say. You don't have power over me.
Right.
You don't have the power to change my mental or physical or even metaphysical being.
Right.
And with Judah was lying so much, and when it got brought out, there was nowhere for him to escape. And it wasn't just it was you, it was everybody, because you brought attention to him.
Yep.
So he probably started to get ill. He's probably started to feel some type of anxiety, you know, and stress. And we know that stress, anxiety is fucking silent killer. That shit will kill you, which make you look sick. It will make you swell up. It will make you do a lot of shit.
Yep.
Right. So that ain't no curse, because if I didn't care what you said, right, I just turn the phone off. If I turn the phone off, turn the TV off, then there's no way you can affect me. It's nothing spiritual about that. But when people like give cigars and stuff like that, I think they're I think it's more metaphysical, spiritual, just a ritual which they do. I don't know if it actually helps, because I know, like, I go to this one spot where I used to get my car fixed in this Filipino, I think he's Filipino or Laos or something like that. He would always have like these Buddhas and then donuts and shit around the fucking the Buddha.
Yeah, the
and
Chinese
places
out here.
I'm like, why the hell
you doing that? They got Buddha that have an
like,
arm.
why the hell you got donuts?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, why you got them damn donuts right there? You know, they all wrapped up and shit, so flies won't get on with nothing like that. And I'm like, you know, and I asked him, so he like, it's over my ancestors, so they maybe plead with me or so forth, and he's trying to invoke whatever. And so I'm like, well, what happens? You give them to them to eat, right? But at the end of the day, those fuckers are still there. So what do y'all do with them? Oh, we eat them. So because they're still there, I know that that shit isn't real. Yeah. That you're more on a spiritual, you're more on a spiritual plane of a concept of, you know what I'm saying, of, okay, well, I'm honoring my father and my mother or whoever, and their spirits and their energy is around, which makes me feel better, which somehow, you know, makes me it guides me to do better decisions or whatever, right? But the fact that those damn donuts is still there tells me that ain't no spirit there.
What I learned recently on that is that they say that the deity takes I guess it's like the energy, you kind of say, sort of like from those things, and afterwards, or this one particular thing that I was researching is like you throw them away, but you throw them away in a different way. Like you don't just throw them in the trash and shit. Like you take them to a certain place, especially if it's a certain deity or whatever. They got their spots, so you're supposed to leave their shit. And with the sacrifices, when they sacrifice, say like a chicken, right? If I guess this is just to my understanding of everything. I'm not saying I'm correct or anything. Like if you're offering the chicken to the deity or whatever, then you eat that chicken. Now if you're using a chicken to cleanse somebody, like they would take the chicken and wrap it, like, you know what I'm saying, and just like basically hit all the points of your body, like your feet, like your arms, your head, your back, your stomach, or whatever, like, right? And then they would then I guess the negative stuff or whatever would go in that chicken, but they would discard that chicken. Like they wouldn't eat that chicken because I guess it absorbed the things that they were trying to get rid of out of this person or whatever and stuff. I don't know. That's just a little what I've been learning about sacrifices and stuff in other religions and shit. But yeah, that's deep with that donut thing. That should have bugged you out too.
Yeah,
putting donuts around.
And maybe we should do one. We should do one on that. That's venturing into some stuff that we don't know much about, but just let's go do something like that, like the sacrifices in different cultures and what does it mean, and how are they the same?
Yep. Yo, you know what? Man, HJ. Something tell me that might be what's the name? I had muted them, but I think the mute makes them not be able to be seen in the chat. So the nigga might have made another account. Okay. That's Basil. I think GHHJ is Basil.
Oh,
because he been all that's all he been doing. Like that's all the thing, just like Basil. And he's trying to lighten up this shit. He talking about super. I'm on to your ass. I'm the Witchfinder General. I was about to check before the show started and shit to see if I had a block this shit. I think I might have did it by accident. Now when I noticed it, I was supposed to do it again, but I started talking again. And said, all right, you say you ain't Basil. I don't know.
Okay.
If
So what did
Basil
they say?
come up with it, that shit gonna be crazy.
What did they say about Sumer?
I don't know. They were talking about Sumer. He was talking about the Bible and they said you have to like go to Sumer or something like that. I don't know. It's mad comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
yeah. We talk about Torah. We need to go to Sumer. So,
we talk about the Torah. We need to go to Sumer.
Yeah. And then Gozi asked him, said, "Why Sumer?" He said, "If the deities always were and created, they created the new and enjoyed them. Just makes sense. Yeah. They enjoy new creations."
Well, here's the thing about if you go to Sumer and you're talking about the Torah, and this is just me. See if you might be able to correct me or add on to this. If you talk about going into Sumer and talking about the Torah, then by proxy you would be admitting that there are other gods besides Yahweh, and that Yahweh is a lesser or equal God that of Enki or Ashtar or Baal, because their systems was different. And you see Yahweh in there has a wife. Those deities have consorts. So if you say go to Sumer, then wouldn't it kind of dismantle the whole Hebrew doctrine as it sits today? What do you think?
Say that again. I'm sorry, dude. I was trying to find this thing.
I was saying.
I heard you, but then I didn't hear you when you asked me the question. I just went blank.
I was saying. I was saying that he said if we want to talk about Sumer, I mean the Torah, we need to go to Sumer, right?
Yeah. Yep.
That's what he said, right? I said if you do that, wouldn't that kind of take away from the Torah as it sits today? Because we know that Yahweh was a lesser God, and Enki and all of them had cohorts, and it would do away with the creation story. If we would then have to go with Gilgamesh and the story of the flood, which is an older flood story. To look for the Torah in Sumer would lessen the validity of the Torah as it stands today. Yeah. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And so that's what we're gonna start doing. Just go, like you said, just start go to the beginning of everything. If you go to the beginning of everything, then you should have clarity of what happened afterwards. Yeah. Right? That ends a lot of arguments. So I'm looking forward to the council and to the halls of Ma'at and to Duat, Witchfinder General burning them up. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, I ain't had the brother blocked. I thought I had blocked him by accident.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
And Neil, yeah. Enki and Neil. Denaki.
Sumerian Abraham was called out as Sumerian. It was, El was married to Ishmael. They would be of the same council, just revisions among people simply evolution, yet same yet different. It is the same Godhead council. Yah would be a leader and guiding father. And he tells this peel not Acknowledge. Oh yeah. Hey Rue, did you see that thing I sent you? Where the dude was talking about Set?
Nuh-uh. I see that.
I wanted you to check that, yo.
Yeah, are you talking about the guy that was the Egyptian dude from last night?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I didn't see all of it. I watched part of it, but I'll listen to it though.
Nah, he was going in the Set, and he was like basically like talking about like the principles of like stuff, like what would be like a Set attitude, or like saying like if a person is like a go-getter that doesn't go with the norm. He was saying a Rue is like a light, not light, he didn't say that shit. He said it's a like go by the rules type of spirit, where Set is like, I'm gonna make some changes around here. Or like, you know what I mean? Or I'm gonna try to get this promotion. That's a Set spirit. Rather than just sitting there and just take whatever you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you gotta drive towards something, that's a Set way of looking at a setting way of looking at something. Not saying that it's bad, but saying that's the other side of it.
Yeah.
Rather than being this way, this is the other way. But not saying they're wrong.
Yeah. Well,
saying that the negative is not like, I'm not saying this is something this nigga was saying. Shit.
See if you can put it like this, and because we watch movies a lot too. Do you remember The Matrix 3?
No.
Okay.
I watched the first one. Don't even remember.
Okay. So in The Matrix 3, there was this one. It was a man. Okay, it was the woman that was called the Oracle, and then there was the man who was called the what was it? The engineer, or no, was it called the engineer? The programmer, the engineer, or something like that, right? And at the end, she was asking him, Neo, this was Neo too. He asked her, he says, so who is he? He said he's the engineer. His whole purpose was to keep balance in the Matrix. That was his whole purpose, existence was to keep balance, right? And she was the dual side of him. And he said, well, what is she was the Oracle. He said, so what's your purpose? And she said to unbalance the Matrix. Those are your dual principles, like you said. One is like the Haru is the order, and the other in the balance of things. And Set is more of the chaos. Because in there it says there is no balance without chaos. You gotta have one or the other. I mean both, in order to exist, or the duality of it. And so you're right. I guess the brother would be right in saying your Set is the one who pushes boundaries regard of boundaries. And then as you push boundaries, you have to rebalance. And that's the fight between your Set and your Ru is daily. So I'm gonna listen to that. I gotta see what he was saying. That's pretty good.
You know how another way I looked at it too? I was like, yo, that's Jacob and Esau.
That could be, yeah.
Jacob just sit there and chill. He was a nigga that just went by the way the shit was, how the way the shit was. And it was talking about how Esau, he was always out in the fields and stuff hunting, and he was a go-getter. And he didn't want to sit around and wait for shit. Remember, he came and asked for the pottage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And supposedly Hebrew Israelites said it wasn't done. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't done. It was a red stew. There was meat in it. It was red. And he ain't red meat. That shit is not in the scriptures. And I just thought about that shit too. Wow, that's deep. And he wanted the thing right then. He wanted the food right then. Like, know what I mean? So that would be that other side. That would be the setting inside. Like, I want to like message that dude. I want him to do another video on that shit. That shit was dope. I was like, yo, that shit dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I was like waiting to. You know what I'm saying? I don't know exactly. I don't know. I'll leave it for another show. I'll leave that for another
So that's good. Just keep looking into it and keep adding on to it, and then you know, we bring it out at that point. But I mean, you onto some stuff. Those are good topics, right? It's the asking the questions and then finding out. That's what's the most exciting thing about, I think, about discussions.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now I want to find out exactly what you were talking about. So I'm going to do some research. Like, okay, how deep does that actually go? You never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everybody acted up on Facebook.
What'd you say, they acting up?
I got a whole bunch of messages. Immaculate put me in that stupid ass chat.
Oh my goodness. Hey, why he asked you if you left? He said, why you leave?
And put me right back up in this shit. It's the third time you don't put me up in there. And I proved that everything I said as soon as Chris put me in that call this morning with them.
Oh, you were on the
everything
call? You were on the call with them this morning?
Yeah. Like a few just before I started the show.
Yeah. And what were they saying?
Nah, that's what that dude was talking about. Like, I was asking about Hebrew Israelites. Like, he was saying he wasn't one West, right? And that's what the dude, like, he started doing all this, talking all crazy, and accused me of talking crazy. I called him a dummy or something. And, like, he used that and shit to take the conversation somewhere else. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of answering the damn question. Like, I asked yes or no answer. If yes, either yes or no. I think the nigga said no. And then he turned around and agreed. Well, he gave a yes, but he didn't say, he explained it, and it was a yes answer.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, he was just like running all over the place. He was running all over. Then he was like using, like, you know what I mean? I felt bad. I was like, all right, man, I ain't trying to, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get you all excited and shit.
Yeah. That's why, you know, a lot of those groups, I don't even want to comment on it, because my conversation in those groups is only going to disrupt whatever y'all doing. Y'all have the right to build falsely or just build. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to interrupt that, because as soon as you ask me a question and I answer it, and then I ask you a question, somebody go get upset. Oh, there they go again. They always talking that shit. Who are you to tell me? You asked me the question. You don't like the answer? Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Ru. I'm about to see what the chat's saying real quick. About to head up out of here for a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna break that new channel in today. They lied to me and shit. They said I needed 24 hours to do the first stream. And then then I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute. This shit's like saying I can do it now. It was only like an hour later. But maybe they just went to the next day or something like that. Watch it. Power to the dark side, Shohfah-El. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. Sister Amber, GHHJ, thanks for coming by. Shohfah-El, Cozy, thanks for coming on, talking with us. Yahir Ben Israel, thanks for joining us. Sister P, thank you for joining us. Leader for Christ, thank you. Chris Harris. Who else is up? Rock Bravo, Yaiquad, who came out of the panel, thanks for showing up, bro. Squiggly Line Man, thank you. Last week we was there, the Squiggly Line. Thomas Williams, Akia Woolley here. She's been checking this out a lot lately. Yeah. The Hitman Heart. Yeah, had some heads up in here today. Lydia Miller Brooks. Me and Lydia used to go at it back in the day.
Oh.
I used to be heckling her all day, yo. I was a B nigga. B. Oh man. I gotta go out with it. Let's see something. I hate when that shit happens. But yeah, hey Ru, thanks for coming on. Yeah, what time is good so we can do that on the screen? I gotta put the link.
I get off at 6 your time, 6:30 your time. So about what? You all East Coast, so I'm 3 hours. You're 3 hours ahead of me.
All right.
So 9. So yeah, so 9.
9 o'clock.
Time. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, bet. So yeah, we're gonna head up on out of this mug. Killer B, the goddamn Witchfinder General. Shit, yeah, I got a witch and I'm gonna burn his ass up. You already know how I do. Make sure, yo, hit that subscribe button. Become a Witchfinder yourself. Hit that like button. And hit that dislike button and tell me why you mad. That's all I can say, really.
Yeah. And Shamian say, tell me why your ass mad.
And fuck you, Judy Nazareth. Yo, this is crazy. Shamian said, yo, if I had one wish, I get anything I want in the world. He said, I would blow it all on turning Judah Nazareth into a monkey. He said he will blow that shit on Judah Nazareth.
That's cold.
Thinking so much about order. First I had a son, then I had a daughter. Always had hustle, but now I got a weapon. Once I let it off, I got a name and start repping. Names start ringing like bells in a movie. False saw me in action, came to recruit me. First I got the work, then I got the money. Now I got a bunch of people trying to get something from me, but they don't even know me. They knew me over me. Once I got the bag, everybody turned phony. Always had women, but the vibe different. And if I see, it's about how I'm living. Well, I'm living like you wish you could. I'm living like I wish you would. I'm living like I don't give a fuck. Inspired by the guys that can get their money up. That's when the hate came, then it came the case. That's where the money went, fighting with the state. It came with the evidence, statements from informers. Came with an offer, first one I didn't want it. Came with a second, took it at the time. When I got released, had a different state of mind. Made some adjustments, had to make improvements. Had to sever ties with the people I was cool with.
Nature is what man is to study and to master. I'm getting myself. I almost went back to stuff.
I switched lanes, but the outcome the same. Been getting money, I'ma keep getting money. I've been second guess, but I ain't never been second best. Thoroughbred pedigree, first in show, handle business, get the bag. That's all I know. A lot of y'all sick haters need a transfusion. Too much hate in your blood, that's why you're losing. Blood full of poison, I'm working on the antidote. Hoping not to find it before the next funeral. When you got the shine, it comes with the jealousy. Then you hear the shadow like you think you're better than me. Truthfully, if you knew what I was thinking, you wouldn't have time to be worried about mine. You'll be on your grind, getting the same shine. I'm not one in a million, I'm one out of the billions that exist. I'm really on some different shit.
Nature, God's nature, man's nature, or rather woman's nature, from which you come out of, and the
point blank, nature's laws are universal. They're the only real laws in this world. You have to follow them. And everything in nature is sequential. Each one gets a step in the process, one after another. Just one step. Useful music.
there's nothing we can do in the universe without them. It is a primary that man understands the order of nature.
Make sure you guys check out the new channel, The High Council, on YouTube. Killer Bee, Witchfinder General. You got a witch.
Ask him for mercy, killing this.
Burn their asses up. I don't know who the fuck that is.